What up, everybody? We're late.
And gay.
Chris and I had some girl talk.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like our
light.
matching shirts. We have green.
We are doing green
today.
Oh,
well,
I feel
you
like
got
I should change.
You have Doomsday,
Yes.
which is awesome. And then I'm wearing my Star Trek shirt because we're going to talk a little bit about Star Trek. That convention was something else, brother.
Oh, dude, I have thoughts. We'll can't wait to talk to you about it.
You know what? I can probably upload my video.
I love your photo,
Drive.
by the way, Gary.
Oh my God. You with Jay Den and like that one I can't remember.
Oh, that's her name again. Thok.
Laura Thok.
Laura Thok.
Laura Thok.
She's a comedian. Well, okay. She's a female comedian, so we'll comedian.
Quotes.
Did they know? When did they know?
She never did know. So when Disparu and I, we tried to separate, but there was only one person separating us in line when we were there. And she was lovely. She was like, hi, how you doing? You know, but everybody else knew at some point.
But they took your money and it's not cheap.
Of course they took our money. Like some of the people we're taking pictures with, like Disparu was one of 3.
What?
One of 3 people taking pictures with him. That's it.
That was
what?
It.
That was
3 people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It was $70, worth every penny. And Caleb, I walked up to him, the guy playing Caleb, and he's like, do I know you from somewhere? I'm all, you might. And then I have my Kubrick smile. I'm like starting to smile, and the guy took the picture before I was ready.
You look creepy there.
I said this is prison
Red
Gary.
Oh my God.
And somebody's like, totally height and looks mugged, or the druggie gets height and looks mugged. I'm all, former druggie gets height and looked mugged. Okay, get it right.
Take the axe chopped door from Shining and put your face in there. It's perfect.
I just like, I think the first comment. Chad.
Alpha Fedor.
Wow.
I don't want to hurt you, Wendy. I just want to bash your fucking brains in.
Oh my God. That's great.
No, but those photos are great. I honestly love them. They're amazing.
It was.
What are you going to do with them? Are you going to frame them? Put them up somewhere?
Well, Disparu has a plan. I'm not going to divulge his plan. But Disparu got the entire collection. I wasn't going to go that far because I wanted to spend my money on actual Star Trek stuff, which I did. But Disparu got the whole set except for Picardo, who bailed early, and it was their fault. Like, he bought the picture and he was there in time, and then Picardo bailed a little early.
Oh,
wow,
that sucks.
And they were in and out. Like, they pulled them in, they pull you in like cattle. You take a picture and they leave. Yeah.
So I've done it before. I've done that kind of thing before. I did it with John Cleese at Dragon Con, and I know the drill. You're in line, you go up. It's so fast. They process people quickly when there's a big line. Which for John Cleese at Dragon Con, it was like that. But I went down a rabbit hole of watching tours of the show floor. I felt like I was at STLV, and I've been before many times. I stopped going after the 50th. It was like, okay, I've done this for many years, 50 years of Star Trek. I'm good. What I saw this weekend in all the videos was nothing from modern Trek. Tours of the floor with merch, starship models, T-shirts, uniforms, props for sale. Was I wrong? Did I not see anything from current modern Trek on the floor for sale? Was there nothing?
No, there was just people from modern, like Ethan Peck, like signing. But as far as merchandise is concerned, none.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Absolutely
none from modern Trek. Like nothing. It's like it's only old stuff. And as you pointed out, because I heard you talk about it, it's like people in their 50s go. old school fans are still carrying the torch for Star Trek. They aren't growing the fandom. The fandom is aging out, and it's sad to see. It's sad to see. And it's like, I saw familiar faces, people I know that attended were there, friends of mine, and like you, and among others, that, and like, they had the same impression as you, you know, it's a fandom that's aging out and they're not growing it.
No. And it's in a right bad state. Now, Red Letter Media just, by the way, I had plans to do, Garrett, if you're listening, I had plans to do a completely different video. I am now doing a Star Trek video because after what and I'm doing it today. I after what I witnessed there, it's kind of one of the saddest things. You know, I had fun, but like on my little Uber ride home, I was thinking of like, oh, it's gone. Like this movie they're planning, I don't think it happens.
Yeah, I don't think
it happens at all.
Yeah.
And there was a politics in Star Trek panel, which I've referred to. I think it really encapsulated everything that's wrong with the franchise. Now, Red Letter Media, I noticed they bought some props from Star Trek Discovery for their video where they, you know, hey, I look forward to the day where like Chris and I could sit in a room and just chit chat for an hour and call it a video.
Right.
Hey, and good for them. They're still entertaining, and it was still a pretty good video. But I think they missed a big chunk of what's wrong. And I think they didn't want to say that because they do spend a lot of their time in their videos when they get into this genre stuff. And I still like RLM. I do.
Yeah.
Distancing themselves from a sphere that I think they believe they created, which they didn't. You know, they might have inspired a few people, but they really wanted to separate themselves and go, we're not hating on anybody. And it's like what they have done to this franchise, which is the top 3 pinnacle science fiction franchise. There is in this order, there is Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, right? I mentioned yesterday, somebody asked Andy Weir, like, is he a Star Wars or Star Trek guy? He said Doctor Who, so based for saying that.
Wow.
But look at the state they're all in, right? And they shouldn't be in the state. They shouldn't. But now we can start like, who is the most dead? And I think that's debatable. I still think it's Doctor Who, but after what I witnessed with Star Trek, it's like, whew. Like at least Star Wars can put out mediocre. I'm being nice. Like just bland, mediocre shit and make a couple of bucks. Or earn a couple of bucks. I don't know if they're making it. But Doctor Who and Star Trek aren't even at that position anymore.
Yeah.
So we have to talk about value, right? We're going to talk about Warner Brothers and Paramount in a second here, Chris. So there's perceived value and then there's actual value. What is the actual value of Star Trek? Because they'll throw out numbers like a couple of billion, right? What do you think the franchise is worth? 4 billion? 3 billion?
At this stage, I don't know what it's worth going forward. I think it's more the back catalog. Back catalog, I mean, there's more good Star Trek than Star Wars, hours wise. Like that's just, you know, that's just mathematically more good Star Trek. But how do you reinvigorate it? You probably just get back to basics, do bottle episodes, keep it focused on writing and not spectacle. Don't try to make a movie. The thing is, like, Star Trek II Wrath of Khan kind of ruined Star Trek from the standpoint of every movie needs a big bad. And so there's a sameness about all the films, you know?
Yeah. So again, like Paramount will probably think, I'm just going off the top of my head, 3 billion. We'll say 3 billion based on the back catalog. I don't think it's worth $1 billion.
Yes.
Somebody said in the chat 500 million. I think, yeah, you might be right with that. I think the actual worth of Star Trek right now is under $1 billion. Because even the interest in the back catalog is only going to go to a bunch of olds. You know, there's going to be the occasional kid whose dad or mom is really into it, who's going to watch it. But and the watch time on the older shows is better than the newer shows. But ultimately these IPs are overvalued, like these companies are, like massively over. Like Paramount totally overpaid for Warner Brothers, because they'll go, we have Looney Tunes. What's the value of Looney Tunes?
I don't know.
Other than
they wouldn't even release that Coyote versus Acme movie, which is being released by an independent company.
And that's insane. Remember how big those were? That wasn't just our childhood, it's multiple generations' childhoods, and they just fumbled it.
Well, once they felt socially responsible with those films, no guns, no violence. That's what Looney Tunes is all about. You know, that's why I like Looney Tunes better than like Disney. When I was a kid, I thought Disney was milquetoast, and for little kids, I was all about Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, you know, Foghorn Leghorn, all that stuff.
I say, boy.
Yeah.
Dude. So when you get into the actual value of these IPs, for one, I'm going to spoil a little bit of my video, but I've talked about it on streams before, and I've talked about it with you, Chris, behind the scenes. So Kevin Feige, big Star Trek fan. That might be his favorite thing over Marvel and over Star Wars is Star Trek. He's a big Star Trek fan, was a big fan of things like Picard season 3. And that's why he scooped Terry Matalas, because Paramount wasn't. Rumor has it that he proposed, he went to Disney and said, hey, maybe you should buy Star Trek. And Disney was like, no, it's not worth it. The price that they're asked, they're right. They're 100% right.
Yeah.
And this is Disney, who was buying everything, and they had a chance to get what would be perceived as a valuable IP, but it's really not. And it's heading towards like Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers status.
Yeah. That's
what it's headed towards. Like, it's had its time, but I don't think there's anything they can do to bring it back. And I think this movie idea they have is terrible. It's possibly 1,000 years in the future, and it's going to be completely separate. And what? You know, I don't know what you do. There is a way to fix both of these things. There's just not the willingness to do it.
Well, it's you know how they did it to themselves, and the people that are the shepherds of these franchises. It's only the original people, whether it's George Lucas or Gene Roddenberry, they were the shepherds. As long as they were involved, I feel like the right decisions were made. The less they were involved, or when they became non-involved, is when it went off the rails. And these, you know, whether it's Kathleen Kennedy or Kurtzman, the current shepherds aren't growing the audience, and they are, objectively speaking, decreasing the value of this IP. If it were viewed as a stock and you valued the franchise, I mean, it's they did not do their due diligence. That's why I said with the Kathleen Kennedy not reuniting Han, Luke, and Leia, it was negligent. That was like the one thing you would want in a Star Wars sequel.
It's the single biggest creative mistake in Hollywood history. It was the easiest layup of all time.
Yeah. Even Mark Hamill rightly said, you're going to have, it'll take 30 seconds. 30 seconds. That should have been the whole movie. Should have been the continuing adventures of Han, Luke, Leia, Lando, the droids, and then bring in new people that you can pass the baton sort of through the course of a new story. But JJ, in his hubris, felt, no, it's not about you, Luke. It's about the new characters.
Well, Star Trek did that despite all the damage it had done in Picard season 3. And I'm not going to say the entire fandom was happy, because a lot of people were just like, no, fuck Kurtzman. I'm not even going to give it a chance. And that's fair. But I would say 75% of the fandom was on board because they did that. They brought in a new people. They put the crew, the next generation crew, on the fucking deck of the D. Yeah. And they rode out the D.
Yeah.
They rode the D. And it was great. And then they fumbled that opportunity, and instead of Legacy, we got Academy.
Right.
Which, you know, hey, thanks. but I'd rather have good Star Trek. And yeah, I'm still uploading. I'd have to find timestamps, but I think it's up. I have some of it. I got to put the stupid shorts text on the bottom because I don't know how well people are going to be able to hear it because we were off to the side. And I know Disbrew has more of the video than I do. But dude, it was, after watching that, it was pretty discouraging. It was like, oh, wow. It has no chance. And there was somebody on stage who was rumored to be taking over at some point.
And what happened?
Ronald D. Moore was on stage.
Shit, I'm looking at your timeline. When you said Road the D, I thought you meant,
no, you saw that photo, didn't you?
I saw that photo. Who is that?
Oh, I don't know. It's
just
a stock image I took off the nerd bar because everybody was like, "What's riding the penis?" I'm like, dude, there's a bucking bull, whatever machine.
You know what? Until I saw the picture, I actually did not remember it. So,
well, I realize we can't show the picture.
Yeah, you can't. And
It's
the
on
state
X.
you were in when you were at the nerd bar, I'm not surprised you don't remember X-Ray Girl.
Okay, I will. I know we can't technically show this photo, but I'm gonna just scroll to the top of. Perry made a wonderful picture of you.
Thanks, Perry.
Let's see it.
I can only show the top. So if that gives you an idea of what he did.
Perry, you're fired.
I'm probably getting fired for this. Yeah.
That's
go to
great.
Twitter, go to Perry's.
Use that on a thumbnail.
He just has to be blurred out the entire thing. Oh.
All right, you rehired Perry. I forgive you.
We love Perry.
I forgive you. But it was interesting, and there was some great Star Trek stuff there, some great new Star Trek like merchandise of the older Star Trek ships.
Do you think they finally realize, because people pay to license stuff to make products? Paramount doesn't make these products. They license it to model manufacturers, action figure manufacturers, props, T-shirt people. And when they license, they have to have pricing for these to license old stuff. I'd be curious to get a price sheet, a breakdown of what the license fee is to make certain types of products, like something based on,
because that would tell you the value. That would tell you the actual value, and compare it to other things like a Batman figure. They are doing action figure lines, like legit action figure lines
of Starfleet Academy.
No, of old Star Trek, The Next Generation, and DS9 and original series, and then they throw in a fucking Saru or Michael Burnham, right? I saw a 1/6 scale Michael Burnham. I'm like, I almost should get that. Almost. But then I realized I have the best Michael Burnham figure. Hang on.
Let's see.
Where'd it go?
You mean Spock's sister? Then
What?
What happened, Gary?
Something must have happened. I hope everything in his office is okay.
I've never been in your office, but I would be afraid I would knock something over.
I mean,
my office is so packed now.
There's enough walking room. It's just I wouldn't veer too far off to the side. And I'm afraid to touch things. But it's really, honestly, his office is so cool.
Yeah, well, mine is not cool anymore. Well, the part you can see is kind of cool, but everything else is just too much. Yeah. I'm gonna do a purge. I have to.
Oh, we all do.
What happened?
Gary, are you okay, by the way?
What happened? Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
No, we can't hear you. Muted.
Did he unplug? Hello?
No, yeah, we can't hear you. It's all right. We'll have a conversation here.
Something must have happened when he stood up. Oh no.
No, I've done that. I've walked away when I've been connected mic-wise to something.
Yes. Yes.
It happens. It knocks something over. Something bad could happen, but
we missed you at the meetup. It was fun seeing Alan. It was his birthday, and he looked like he had so much fun.
Yeah, and you weren't here. You can hear me now.
Okay, but your camera's... Oh, no, you're good. Never mind.
You're good. You're back.
I got this Michael Burnham figure.
What?
What is that hair?
Somebody gave me this a long time ago. It's a plank of wood.
That is the ugliest, dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Wait, what's the name? Michael Burnham?
Michael Burnham.
I want to see what the actual look.
Well, everybody said she acted like a plank of wood, so somebody sent me a painted plank of wood and put this little hair on the top.
Oh, okay. I see why.
Put it on Etsy, 1 of 1 for $1,000. See if it sells.
I think there's a couple. I know other YouTubers got sent them. So,
oh my god.
Sorry, yeah, I unplugged my soundboard. Sorry, it kind of helps.
Oh, that's what happened. You know, when you left, we just heard you press like that, and the symbol and like 3 sounds at the same time, and we're like, I don't know if he's okay.
I'm fine. There wasn't a toy launch, which has happened before.
Oh my god.
You got to come out to Texas, man. You got to check out the before I change it.
I'm very in favor of that idea. When the weather's cooler, is it ever cooler? Is it always 100?
Yeah, no, it's other than summer, it's kind of like Southern California. There's like a couple weeks it gets really cold, but most of the time it's like 60, 70.
Oh, I like cold weather.
Yeah, this has
go for the winter.
Yeah,
this place has the best weather outside of San Diego. You know, and compared to Vegas, which we were just in, it's downright cool. It's only 80 right now, and not 114.
Yeah,
so, as I said last night, Chris, we're not doing the meetups in August anymore. We're going to do them in October, and we're only doing one more Vegas, so you have to go next time.
The last one.
Well, why not during CinemaCon? So you could go to CinemaCon and have
I would love that idea, but MegaCon keeps fucking moving their dates. So it would be a month away from MegaCon. And I've already moved the dates a couple of times to accommodate MegaCon and other things, and I ain't moving the date anymore. So, yeah. But I'll probably go out for CinemaCon.
Yes, you should apply for credentials, Gary.
Remind me next time, Chris, when it's
I will.
time.
The Critics' Choice credentials are different than the CinemaCon. So Critics' Choice opens up April of next year.
Yes.
So I will apply. We'll see if I get
Good.
it. But yeah, we'll figure it out. In April, I might be in the UK.
Okay.
Once we figure that out. Now, if the UK moves to September, then yes, we can talk about pulling it back in April, but not in August.
But CinemaCon, there are people that are YouTubers with far smaller channels that attend, me being among them, that are credentialed there. So I'm just saying, you got to go. I know the bullshit that they want. You give them numbers, you give them analytics, you give them a little marketing spin of what your channel is. You'll get approved, Gary.
I think Drinker would for sure. I don't know if I would. We'll see.
All right.
No, I'm going to try. I'll just, keep my expectations realistic. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. You're free to comment however you want when you go. And in my opinion, what I saw at CinemaCon was much better than what they're showing at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, for trailers and stuff? Yeah, because they want to impress the movie theaters. Sure.
Right.
And that makes sense. That actually makes sense. Marvel spread themselves too thin and fucked over actual fans, and not with their trailer, with bringing in too many people into Hall H, and it screwed over. Like, people should be calling them out on that one. That's the most fucked up thing they did.
People did. It was on the news. I did our YouTube video about it. Like, people talked about it. It was all over. But the problem is, like, the thing with CinemaCon is it is somewhat democratic, like in the sense that it's expensive. Yes.
Yes.
It's over 1,000, what, 1,100 for a badge? But
$1,200.
yeah,
for the
you are
cheapest badge.
guaranteed a seat. Now, would people pay over 1,000 to be guaranteed a Hall H seat
Yes.
for everything? They would.
You'd be stupid, but yes.
Yeah, but CinemaCon, you pay that price. And I looked, I've only gone 2 years, but I look around, there are empty seats. Empty seats now, they're in the nosebleeds or on the floor, on the worst seats are empty, but they can accommodate more. So it's your willingness to pay, and it is what it is. But
at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yes. Oh my God, I should have said that. You hate that. I know you hate it. I'm just saying they made it like it's access to anyone that wants to either pay or go through the process.
At the beginning of the day, it ain't what it ain't. Or it
exactly.
Ain't. You got to be opposite. So it ain't is what it ain't.
It ain't. Yeah.
I'm workshopping that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of confusing.
Yeah. You know what Matthew Hammond wants to talk about?
What?
Take a wild guess, X-Ray Girl and Chris. To just get the wildest of guess.
Something he wants me to watch.
Stargate.
Oh, is it?
Are you sure it's not Fargate?
Matthew Hammond is the biggest Stargate fan in the world.
Yes.
That is just a fact.
I understand
why. I got to meet Mikey Gussler. That was awesome. Mikey.
He's so sweet.
He is a sweetheart. Mikey is awesome. We love you, Mikey. When we met his Nana.
Oh, she's so adorable. I love
Yeah,
them.
we took Nana and Mikey to the nerd bar. And
no.
It's so funny.
Oh my God. I would have loved to see their reaction.
She was cool as hell. She was rolling, getting drinks. It's all good.
Oh my goodness.
So I think I uploaded it.
Is it
the video? I'd have to go through the transcript though. It's pretty long. And there's a couple things I would like. So basically, it's what I posted on Twitter, Chris. It was, the most powerful thing about Star Trek is this diversity and inclusion. And this was right after 5 minutes of them railing that there's a monster in the White House. And again, I don't care how you feel about Trump. Love him or hate him. There's a lot of both, right? It's a matter of you're making a TV show that is struggling, that needs viewers, that used to be a show that libertarians, atheists, Christians, Republicans,
communists,
Democrats, communists all loved. They all had found value in that show. That is actually bringing people together. And you've made it divisive like the rest of the stuff and hateful. And that's not what Star Trek was about. And we all know Roddenberry, giant hypocrite, fucking adulterer, and cheated on his wife, same thing. But the art, the show, which was mostly a bunch of people talking in rooms, entertained a generation. It was a cultural phenomenon. It pretty much started the modern version of the fan convention was Star Trek. Star Trek started that. Comic cons and all that stuff. It was Star Trek that started that. It was a show that was saved by a fan movement and turned into something that was basically the tapestry of the 90s. And then you've made it into this hateful, spiteful, stupid, fucking absolutely retarded, saccharine shit that, books should be written about this. It's a crime against imagination.
Well, there should
as our
be
friend Robert would say.
There should be a book written about how these franchises. It's the theme of our Hollywood on the Rock show today. How every franchise is dead or dying.
Yep,
dead or dying. Star Trek, Star Wars. The health of these franchises are dead. Now, the only one I would say is the exception might be Spider-Man.
Well,
that's
Spider-Man, and a more modern one that's worked is A Song of Ice and Fire, despite all of its fucking troubles. The people watch that shit. The ratings are crazy. And so as far as health, you're right. Spider-Man, Batman's still healthy, but it could be a lot better, we'll just say. But Spider-Man is the juggernaut. Spider-Man rules. Spider-Man is superhero movies right now.
No, you love Star Trek, been watching for years. Have you ever seen this video that's like every Star Trek episode ever? It's 1 minute.
Let's watch it.
Okay, share screen. If you could share my screen. Here you go. Check this out.
On screen. Greetings, Captain. I represent an alien race not necessarily based upon a specific human ethnicity, but it still feels kind of iffy.
We represent the vegetarian space socialists who are always right.
You guys are the worst.
We know.
My people will not leave this planet under any circumstances, even though it is going to be destroyed.
But that planet is going to be destroyed.
Then we will leave.
Ambassador, your vessel appears to be traveling at an unusual angle.
I do not understand, Captain. From our point of view, your ship is at an unusual angle.
Normally when we meet other ships, they're like this. But you're like, oh.
No,
do you see what I mean?
No. Captain, this is space.
I'm at a weird angle.
There is no up in space.
Why am I at a weird angle?
I do not sound like that.
I'm going to beam you to the bridge, and when you look back at your own ship, you're going to see what I mean.
Captain, I must protest.
Shut up, I hate you.
I cannot see what you think this will prove, Captain.
It's going to prove that your ship's wonky. See? Someone get me a Vimto.
I love that. It's
great.
That guy does great stuff. He does stuff on Lord of the Rings too. You would like it.
The sad case of Star Trek. And as far as Paramount is concerned, well, they let Taylor Sheridan go eventually, and he is their network right now. And then there's Star Trek. You know, they've got Tom Cruise, and the thing is, with David Ellison, he's been working in Hollywood for 20 years now, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, Robert, I love you. Robert, I love you. But I remember Robert doing a whole live stream on how cool David Ellison is and how he should, you know, this is good that he's taking over Paramount and he understands Hollywood and he's a fan of film. And now it's like, but you're against Paramount taking over Warner Brothers? Because you know who takes over Warner Brothers if Paramount doesn't buy them? A bunch of people. And it will be sold off to parts to Netflix, Amazon, and why am I blanking? What's the European company that owns the rights to the Lord of the Rings games? And
I don't know.
And Lara Croft. Gosh dang it. Somebody in chat's going to know. Well, that company will buy like some of the IP and they're shitty. Embracer. Thank you. Embracer. Embracer or Tencent. You know, like it'll be just sold off in the parts and there will be no movies made instead of the 30 promised, which I think is insane. The 30 promised movies with huge release windows, by the way. He also promised like they would have 90-day release windows. If you're lucky, if this doesn't go down, you'll get 3 or 4 movies with 30-day release windows. And at this point, like I posted yesterday, I hope it doesn't fucking happen, Chris. I hope it doesn't happen. And you could look at Rob Bonta and you could blame him for Paramount leaving California, probably going to Tennessee or Nevada, most likely Tennessee. And there will be no Warner Brothers. So you lose two studios, thousands of jobs, thousands of union jobs, thousands of jobs that were California taxpayers will be gone.
This is what is baffling. There are so many people against the merger. Who is telling them to say these things? Who among no actors are of their own accord stepping up to say, hey, I'm against the merger because I've been told this. What actors do you know anything about any of this bullshit? I used to interview actors for years. They're fairly dim. They're fairly dim people. Here and there, they'd be, oh, that guy kind of knows movies. But like that was rare when that would happen. So seeing all this occur, there are evil forces out they've destroyed our heroes. Now they're going to destroy one of America's biggest exports, our culture and Hollywood. It's disgusting. It's infuriating. And the fact that so many people and the trades have been compromised, where they're writing the anti-merger stories. I mean, there are sober minds, Joseph Kahn, who I know you follow, and
Spencer Pratt, Joseph
Spencer
Kahn,
Pratt,
who wrote a great article that, God dang it, remind me to go over it on FNT. I know it's a couple weeks late, but the Hollywood asshole, we need to bring back the Hollywood asshole. But Chris, you're right, and it's all because of TDS. And again, you can love or hate Trump, but like, this is business. And, you know, he's going to be out of office someday, and you're willing to cook an entire fucking industry because you want to own some guy whose dad has a relation to Trump. That's insane.
Yeah.
Because as Joseph Kahn, as Spencer Pratt, as Stingray from Cobra Kai pointed out, where was this for Disney and Fox? You know, I remember some people being against the Disney Fox merger, Chris. And I think it was you, me, everybody on FNT, everybody on Versus were like, no, this is bad. This is really fucking bad.
Yeah.
And here we are. And it's anecdotal, but Hollywood is missing 12 to 14 movies that are released in theaters now because of the loss of Fox. So that's 12 to 14 weeks of missing films. And that's why we have these giant dead zones in between films now.
This is what's annoying. Like, everyone's praising the $1 billion Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. That was every other week. We got a movie that was like that, adjusted for inflation. There were banger after banger, and some of them were bad movies that made a lot of money.
If you adjust for inflation, 2019 would have more than $11 billion films.
Yeah, exactly. That's look, you know, I feel like we should be paying attention to one number: admissions. How many people bought a ticket? You can look at sales as one metric, but the actual number of people, fewer people still are going to the movies. Fewer on an annual basis. That's why they've had to come up with things like popcorn buckets and 4 movies a week if you pay a monthly fee, like these crazy ways to keep theaters in business. Now I go to AMC Burbank, there's a whole merch aisle. They've got like custom cocktails now. I knew that was coming when the ArcLight Cinema.
Booze?
Booze at movies. That's relatively new. That was the ArcLight Cinema did that. They had a bar, and you could buy something from the bar and bring it into a film, and it had to be in a plastic cup, whatever. You know, you could do that.
Awesome.
Now,
A bunch of people drunk driving on their way home from the Odyssey.
It's fine, but I'm just saying, like, they have to come up with other ways to make money, you know, dine in, like any way to survive other than popcorn, soda, and ticket sales. So how many other things have they created to just stay in business that aren't movies?
Yeah. Well, it's sign of decline. You know, when you have to do all these other things, it's like a comic book shop cannot stay open just on the sales of comic books. There's a few that can, but you really have to have a lot of money and have a lot of back issues. But every other most comic shops need cards and games, which because the Funko Pop thing is dried out. But yeah, Rob Bonta went out and is like, oh my God, David Ellison's going back on the lawsuit that he agreed to. And it's like, yeah, because you're costing, you know, he just made a pledge of $111 billion to save a company, to save jobs, promised movie. And you are against him because of his dad's relation to a president. This isn't good business. This isn't smart business, but this is California politics. They've never considered those things in the past. So David Ellison saying he's going to pull Paramount out of California starting in October. States refuse to negotiate settlement in antitrust suit. And like, I wouldn't even wait till October. I'd start moving now. Because you can't film there. What's the point of having a studio in a place you can't film anyway? It's I don't know. I want to give him credit, but I can't remember who said it. like Hollywood will just be administrative offices at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the administrative center for a entertainment company that is now split up and it's worldwide. And this is already affecting restaurants, laundromats, like tons of businesses in the area, small businesses. And you know what? Californians keep voting these fucking retards in. You know, now, is it real Californians? Is it dead Californians? Is it made up people? I don't fucking know now. You just told me that one of the Democrats got they 3 a.m. ballot dumped one of their own.
Yeah, the DSA candidate. What's her name? Hong. The DSA candidate. They basically I feel like now when I look at politicians, they're more appointed, and the elections are just sort of a formality to legitimize their positions. So they legitimize it. Well, the election and the people said this, but all these Rob Bonta, that guy's a tool. Becerra, the guy who's running for governor on the D side, total tool. All these politicians are tools. The thing is, who is controlling them? And I really think it's forces outside probably this country trying to destroy one of our biggest exports, our entertainment. They've already destroyed the message. Like the message, movies are so different. Spider-Man is all the talk now. Go back and watch the Tobey movies 1, 2, and 3. It's like they were made in another era. Religion, duty, true heroism, accountability for your villains. Aunt May goes to church, the American flag waving. Where did those movies go? They were destroyed internally, and now they're trying to destroy the industry, and it's disgusting. It's this suit is anti-American.
It is. My favorite part was when Superman didn't want to put in Truth, Justice, in the American Way for the foreign audience who completely rejected the movie anyway.
Yeah. Fuck you for doing that.
Yep.
Fuck you.
David Ellison is eager to reach a swift resolution in the antitrust case filed by 12 states seeking to block Paramount Warner Brothers Discovery merger. And in a move seemingly aimed at gaining leverage in the showdown, he's prepared to start moving Paramount out of California as soon as October, unless the merger is resolved through a settlement with the state's Attorney General, Rob Bonta. Variety has confirmed Ellison told Paramount senior execs last week that he will relocate Paramount's operations outside of the state of California if the deal isn't closed by September 30th, sources confirmed to Variety. The final hurdle to closing the Paramount WBD merger is the state's antitrust case, which is going to lose. It's just there to delay and cost him money. The final antitrust case. Therefore, if Bonta does not agree to negotiate a settlement in the case by then, the company will begin the process of exiting California starting October 1st. Ellison told his team that Paramount Skydance board has approved the move. Go. Just
good.
Go. Just leave.
Good.
You can't film anything there anyway. What's the fucking point? And other studios will follow. And by the way, they were already considering this. There was a joint venture between Warner Brothers and Paramount before any sale. This was years ago to open a studio in Nevada, and Las Vegas fumbled it. Or the county. I can't remember. One of the two fumbled it. So they'll go to Tennessee or they'll come to Texas. And yeah, why not? You automatically, by moving to a state that doesn't have state tax, I can't. The amount of money you save just by moving, by simply changing location and not doing anything else is jaw-dropping.
Well, if Paramount moves, I'd be curious where they move to, because I might be moving along with them.
There you go.
Especially based on where this election goes in California, where it lands. Even though I think if Steve Hilton gets in power, he'll be ballless anyways.
Yeah.
Unable to do anything. Just like Schwarzenegger.
Just like Schwarzenegger was. In response, Bonta called Ellison's planned exit from the state an attempt to blackmail the state into letting an illegal deal through. It's not an illegal deal. It's not a monopoly. By the way, this is the same state that would have allowed Netflix to purchase Warner Brothers.
They were allowing that, but they don't. It's so obvious. How are our journalists in trade so effing dumb to not call out Bonta for the moron that he is? He was just on the town with Matthew Baloney, and he totally cradled his balls during the interview, just kowtowing to Bonta. Fuck that guy. He is going to cost this state so much money. He's going to kill the industry. And who is telling the celebrities and the trades to write these stories, coddling Bonta? It's seriously disgusting. And then dumb people just go along because, these people are saying it. Well, I'm going to go along with what everybody is saying. It's manufactured consent. It's so obvious to me. My whole take on what media literacy was, I learned differently when I was in college. It was knowing that everything the media tries to push on you is mostly bullshit and mostly propaganda, and question everything. I think that may be a Gen X thing, Gary, but I've never stopped doing that, and I see complete bullshit.
No,
obviously I'm pissed because it's going to kill so many people I know are already struggling, and this is the end. This is the end of Hollywood. This is the end.
This is you would rather burn your house down than have a place potentially thrive and keep your industry going falsely, by the way, just because you don't like who he talks to. So this is politics, and Balani and the rest of them can't see past their politics. And I don't think everybody's stupid here. I think they are blinded by their own political bigotry.
Yeah.
That's it. Paramount has lost the plot as it continues to lose in court, the Attorney General wrote on X. It didn't work the first time on the eve of the July lawsuit, and it worked this time. Fucking Variety is just a pie hole for the state. That's all they are. Bonta has not publicly said what concessions from Paramount WB he would consider acceptable enough to take the lawsuit off the table, but the Democratic Attorney General has said any remedies would need to be structural, i.e., divestitures rather than behavioral, e.g., guaranteeing certain production quotes. California wants to bleed more money out of them. The reason Ellison gave to his senior leadership team for the relocation out of California was that Paramount will need to cut costs by moving to a state with lower taxes and other more business-friendly policies. Once the ticking fee payable to Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders kicks in starting October 1st, on that date, Paramount will begin accruing fees owed to WBD shareholders of $7 million per day until the deal closes. So California is trying to stall this to bleed them out of money so they back out. The trial in the state AG's lawsuit is scheduled to start March 2nd, 2027. By the way, the trial in a California court, which has sympathetic judges who are going to do whatever the AG needs them to do, like delaying this trial till March. Why? Are they busy? Roughly 5 months after that, so Paramount will be on the hook to pay around $1.2 billion to WBD shareholders by the time the trial is scheduled to conclude. Yeah, fuck that. Bye. No. At the August 5th meeting on Paramount's lot, Ellison told the 12-member senior executive team he expects Paramount to prevail in the antitrust case against the states. However, he also indicated that if Bonta balks at talks, and the Paramount WBD merger is still in limbo, Paramount will start packing up and moving out of the Golden State in less than 2 months. Fucking do it, dude. Do it. Look, listen, I wanted Warner Brothers to stay, not sell and survive on its own, but it's not It's not in the cards. They can't. What David Zaslav built was a facade, a giant facade of a hot chick. But the thing is, this hot chick is about this thin, right? So this facade that he built, so Paramount would overpay for what is generally perceived as pretty good IP. And listen, the IP, the thing is though, Warner Brothers, you have to look at IP that they control over IP that they actually own outright. So Looney Tunes, they own outright. DC, they own outright. Lord of the Rings, they do not own outright. Harry Potter, they do not own outright. They have a distribution deal. So Game of Thrones, they don't own outright. George owns it. So a lot of the stuff that makes them valuable isn't really theirs. They just control it for now, and there'll be a renegotiation point unless they keep, I guess they could just adapt, maybe Chris, Warner Brothers can go to adapting actual sentences and paragraphs that Peter Jackson didn't adapt in the movies. Once they run out of chapters, we could just do sentences and make a trilogy out of a sentence. In a sign of how sudden this decision is, Paramount hasn't yet decided where the new home will be. The company is considering destinations. I think they've decided. I think it's Tennessee, including Georgia, Texas, and Tennessee. Now, Georgia has infrastructure that is being abandoned right now.
Georgia could be a good bet.
They could move right into Georgia. I don't know if Tennessee has the infrastructure, and Texas kind of does. On the August 5th meeting, including Paramount studio bosses Dana Goldberg and Josh Greenstein, and CBS and TV media chair George Cheeks, a company insider confirmed. Ellison's announcement of the October 1st start date for Paramount's potential move out of SoCal, which would obviously be disruptive and logistically fraught, caught some execs off guard. You mean the execs that approved it? So you see how they're fucking framing this, Chris? It's going to be really hard to move out of California. You don't want to leave California, do you? A large-scale exit from California could prompt a wave of employees to quit. You know what Paramount would say to that? Thanks.
Yeah.
Saving money.
You think there's a shortage of people who want to work in entertainment?
Well, they'd want to keep their really talented people because there's a learning curve
Chris, yes, but we're not. The waves of employees that are quitting are administrative. The top tier talent will stay if they get paid. Yeah. So they're framing it like you could lose employees. It's really difficult and expensive to move. They're weighing their options because these are business people, and they're like, oh wow, $1.2 billion to Warner Brothers shareholders that we get nothing out of, or we could take half of that, or even that whole amount, and move and benefit and pretty much make our money back by just simply moving.
Think of the tax breaks they'd get.
Dude. And I'm sure at least 2 of these 3 states are like, dude, you come here, we will take care of you.
Yeah. And honestly, if California or my recent travels are any indicator, there's a lot of empty office space all over America right now. Post-COVID. Lot of empty office space.
Tons of it.
Significant amount of empty office space.
So it's hilarious that, like, why would you leave California? I mean, my question to David Ellison is, why would you stay? Even if you get this fucking deal done, why would you stay? It would be insane to stay.
This government is hostile toward business.
It is.
It is almost forcing, as the economy continues to spiral, into some socialist bullshit. Because, I mean, I don't know how much you pay attention to other stuff, but McDonald's is not doing so great. Like it used to be like a cheap, quick option. I'd have McDonald's once or twice a month. Not a heavy user, but like, why not? It's a $30 or $40 trip to McDonald's for two people. Not sure if you're aware, Gary. You probably don't. But it's like, yeah.
I only go to McDonald's in foreign countries.
I would, and also when I travel, because the options are limited, like you're at an airport, it's like, well, there's McDonald's breakfast. I guess I'll have that. But
no, it's not business friendly. So there's the state that's not business friendly, and then when you get in particular cities like San Francisco, it's really not business friendly.
yes,
So I don't know why you'd stay. At this point, I just go, do your lawsuit. We're out. Bye. And we'll go do our thing. And fuck California at this point. And the fact that actors and unions are trying to stop this deal, you are preventing jobs. So
Right.
this shows you where they're at. Again, this is purely political. There is no sound business reason to be blocking this. I would be interested, and I'll probably take the time to do it, to go look at all the Fox Disney merger articles.
Mhm.
But have you seen anybody in the access media clap back on Rob Bonta from Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline,
No.
which are all owned by the same company, by the way? The irony, the fucking irony that Deadline, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Rolling Stone, IndieWire are all owned by the same company. Is that? I mean, is there some antitrust there? I mean, that is one company that owns the three biggest Hollywood entertainment trades. WGA slams David Ellis. Writers Guild, you dumb fucks. You're the reason this is happening. You're the reason the studios are in debt. You are the fucking reason. You and the Film Actors Guild. Not COVID, the strikes. WGA slams David Ellison's plan to pull Paramount from California. This type of behavior is precisely why the merger should be blocked. I hope he moves and says, fuck it, you're on your own. Zaslav will retire on his pile of money, and then they'll sell off Warner Brothers to Embracer and Amazon and Netflix. The Writers Guild of...
Isn't a lot of this over CNN?
It's over, yes. So Rob pointed out, like, it's really hard for two studios to merge and two networks to merge. And I was talking about this with on FNT, and I said CNN would be a problem. And I think the rationalization from I think it was Platoon, and he's not wrong, was that CNN is cable and it's not broadcast. But I mean, they're essentially the same thing right now.
Yeah.
And I think losing CNN would be a win for society, but they really want CNN. Now, I don't think any of these people watch CNN anymore. They just like the idea of it, right? It's kind of like physical media. People love the idea of it, but they don't really buy it. I do, but the Writers Guild of America has fired back at Paramount Skydance CEO David Ellison after he threatened to start pulling Paramount out of California on October 1st if California AG Rob Bonta refused to come to bargaining table and settle the antitrust suit to stop the studio's acquisition of Warner Brothers. So this is repetitive, and they're just basically saying we're against it because TDS and history will look back on the end of Hollywood as a centralized location of entertainment. And believe it or not, the one thing, it's 1,000 paper cuts, but the one grievous mortal wound is TDS. For a president, like they had it for a president who wasn't in office for 4 years. They went nuts over a guy who wasn't in office for 4 years. And most of their movies suck. So it is insane to watch this right now. But we live in a country where the mayor of Seattle is a commie who like lives with her parents. So,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I don't understand I do understand. Like when you hear Mark Ruffalo going after it, Chris, he's just given his downloaded talking points. By the way, the Mark Ruffalo who wasn't on the press tour for Spider-Man at all.
They're leering. They're leering.
They're leering.
Yeah.
What's this? City fines company $160,000 over Avengers Doomsday Comic-Con installation on the gas lamp signed.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. What government does. The Comic-Con brings in what, over $1 billion into San Diego.
Billions.
The city is fining Marvel over this Comic-Con installation. It's all over the news. 160 grand. It was like 10 grand a day or something. Like, it was cool. That was one of the cool things. You go to the gas lamp, there's this Avengers thing, there's the wraps over all the buildings, the whole city. You know, you've been there, Gary. So this is what I'm saying. Our government is, if there's any indication they're just the mafia shaking down companies for money, this is it. Why would Marvel ever do stuff like this again? To celebrate, to promote their movies.
There is states and cities that would let you do this stuff and be happy about it.
Yeah. Like, we're so happy Marvel is here to celebrate Comic-Con in our city and bring us how much money? I mean, now 160 grand to Marvel's not that much money. They probably spent more than that bringing talent down and putting on that Hall H show. But it's just, it's pathetic. It's all over it's a lot of news sources.
That's San Diego, man.
It's our government at work.
It's a miracle Petco Park got built. It's a miracle. It's always been stupid.
Nothing can get built now with these people that like since Gavin Newsom has been governor, what significant building project has been accomplished?
High-speed rail. Oh. No. Gavin rode the wave of a really good economy up until 2019, till COVID hit, and took all the credit for it, which he had nothing to do. And now all the tech companies and all the bigger companies are leaving to go to, friendlier states. And all the studios, Paramount will be the first. I think Disney will hang out in LA, but I wouldn't be surprised if other studios follow suit. And as I said last night, Hollywood is basically a vanity project and side gig for tech companies. The only reason Paramount exists, which is massively in debt, is because a multi-billionaire bought it from tech. MGM Studios is the vanity project of Amazon. Even Universal, they dabble in other things. Disney is an experiences company that also is a movie studio, but they make most of their money off of cruises and their parks. So there's no real studio out there just making movies and existing on their own, making movies, other than a much smaller studio like A24, which I think isn't A24 owned by somebody else?
Warner's.
Yeah, Warner Brothers. So there you go.
They're very independent, though. They have their separate offices in LA. They're like maybe the parent company that gives them access, but like ultimately they're a completely separate entity.
Yep.
That's what I hope WB would be after the merger. They just have different identities,
Well, I was talking to somebody who used to work for WB, and he's concerned that his department will disappear, and I think it will. There's going to be redundancies. People are going to lose their jobs. That's part of all mergers. But it's the best of a bad situation, we'll just say. Netflix buying it, which nobody would have protested, would have been the absolute worst thing for them. But the one good thing we got out of it was Ted Sarandos doing at Congress or whatever, when he said Superman wasn't profitable. And that's why it went to, or he said it was underperforming, and that's why it went to a VOD early. That was my favorite part. So yeah, it's crazy that this is happening. And I think they should move. But Ellison, fire Kurtzman. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? But by all account, well, Kurtzman wasn't at the 60th anniversary Star Trek convention. Now, this was a Star Trek convention. You know, Star Trek Las Vegas lost the license for it because Star Trek wanted to do their own Star Wars thing and Star Trek Day and blah, blah, blah. And they did a convention in Chicago and lost a fucking shit ton of money. So I think this was an official Star Trek convention because Magic the Gathering or Wizards of the Coast has some rights. So yeah, we got I got a Kirk Magic card there. So that's why they were able to use Star Trek. Which Wizards of the Coast in charge of anything that's not a good sign, dude. That's just not a good sign. What do we got here, Chris?
This is Joseph Kahn on the merger. I don't know if you can see that, Gary. I can make it bigger for you.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
I mean,
go ahead.
He knows me so well. California wants Ellison to fail. Ellison responds, he will move his corporation out of California because they want him to fail. California says, no, this is why you shouldn't succeed, because you won't let California fail you. Welcome to Crazy Town. He's so right.
And he's been commenting like just on the sheer stupidity of this. He has other tweets that are similar to it, but anyways, just want to share that.
Hail Joseph Kahn, by the way.
Yeah, he's great. Should get him on FNT.
We should. Would he come on?
I don't know.
Joseph, would you come on?
Come
on the shit show. It'd be fun.
He's one of the few voices out there that is a voice of reason. He lives in Texas, by the way. So
real quick, I was watching at the gym. I was watching your video, your clip with Rob talking about Axanar.
Oh, yeah.
Axanar finally got completed, 12 years later?
Yeah.
Alec Peters, I've had some minor dealings with him behind the scenes, and I'm just going to say I didn't like the vibe of the guy at all.
Oh, dude.
And this is before, and then, I didn't like that he was suing my friend needlessly. So Axanar finally got released in a theater after taking millions of dollars of crowdfunding money. Axanar ruined the fan film, particularly with Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Star Trek was really friendly with fan films. There was tons of them out there, varying in quality and length. And it's a sign of how healthy your franchise is when people want to make fan films.
Yes.
You don't want to discourage that. Now Alex went a bit too far and, in my opinion, profited from it, which you're not supposed to do. And it all went to his head. And Rob talked about it eloquently. And I agree with your assessment, Chris. Rob should EFAP Axanar. He should absolutely do a full EFAP on his on Axanar. But Rob talked about it. But yeah, he ruined the fan film.
Well, and not only that, he posted the Axanar film that night in San Diego, and then CBS DMCA'd him, and they already took it down. He did a video. I don't know if you want to see this, but he posted this yesterday. So
let's see.
Do you care? All right, I can play it. So here he goes.
Hey everyone, it's Alec on the bridge of the USS Ares. Well, the lawyers at CBS are doing everything in their power to cancel Axanar. On Friday, we received a DMCA takedown notice from CBS for The Gathering Storm on our new website. Now, we had to take it down and have filed a counter notification, which means The Gathering Storm will be down for exactly 10 business days. At that point, since CBS and Paramount are barred from any remedy other than arbitration and will not be allowed to file another lawsuit, we will be allowed to return The Gathering Storm to our website in Axanar On Demand, the Axanar streaming and download service our tech guru Lee created. Now, why are the petty little lawyers at CBS and their henchmen at Lobes
Rich that he says that
canceling Axanar? Well, quite simply, in their own words, Axanar is too good. They know that Axanar is more popular than the Star Trek we have been subjected to the last 10 years. In fact, Prelude to Axanar has a higher score on IMDb than any Star Trek movie. It had over 125,000 views in just 2 days before CBS had it taken down. And that is more views than Starfleet Academy did in its first 2 days on YouTube.
You're not wrong.
Let's face it.
No.
Axanar embarrasses them. We made The Gathering Storm and the sequel that will be released later this year, Crucible, on a fraction of what they spent producing what their own people at Paramount think is mediocre. And so CBS is trying to kill Axanar by not letting you, the loyal Star Trek fans, who CBS continually treat like crap, from seeing better Star Trek than they produce. Now, I strongly urge each of you to email both Mallory Levitt and David Grossman, and their emails are below in the description. Star Trek fans are famous for their letter writing campaigns, and these two need to understand that Star Trek fans want Axanar, not more mediocre Kurtzman Trek.
Here's what I will say about this. Set everything about Alec Peters aside. If this boob can make better Star Trek than the official people making Star Trek, what does that say? And to his credit, it got made, this fan film. I mean, way too late, but I mean, think about that. I don't know if you don't watch the rest, Gary, but that's the crux of it.
I am conflicted because it does embarrass the shit out of Kurtzman Trek, which I love, but the behind the scenes on this, is there a documentary on the behind the scenes on this? There should be.
I think he's making the documentary, but it's more about the CBS lesson.
Rob
should make it.
Rob should make one for sure. So Rob directed Prelude to Axanar or edited it?
He edited it.
Okay.
He was hired as the director of Axanar and then worked on it and even did effects that ended up being used in this Gathering Storm. So I told Rob, look, I asked Rob if it was okay to discuss this on Versus. We had the discussion, but it's his thing to discuss. I said, Rob, you have to do Axanar, the epilogue, and then give your take on all of this and actually go through Gathering Storm and do an EFAP.
Prelude is awesome.
It's really good.
It's really good. I'll say that, but everything that happened afterwards was ugly. We'll just say really ugly.
Very ugly.
And Alec Peters sued Rob frivolously twice, once in Georgia. And then he sued Paul Jenkins, comic book writer, very good comic book writer, Paul Jenkins, as well, that he brought in. And Rob has his opinions, and Rob was there. And I trust Rob and his opinions on this. And Alec accused Rob of stealing shit, which Rob brought his own equipment there, so he couldn't have it was ugly. And ultimately it kind of screwed over the fan film, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Prelude to Axanar is great, but I love Star Trek Continues too. I think that's tons of fun. But it just shows the general health, and CBS, fuck CBS too. They're terrible. And what they have done. And their big solution is to let Kurtzman finish out his contract. We get right now, Strange New Worlds is airing. It's terrible. And I'm watching it. Then we have one more season of Starfleet Academy, which is I'm going to watch for the lulls. And then there's a shortened 5th season of Strange New Worlds. So I don't think they're going to officially let Kurtzman go until that's run, which will be later next year. And I think that's waiting too long. I think it's just waiting way too long. So Star Trek's on my mind now ever since going to that con. And there's happiness and sadness involved. And, it's good that you guys are talking about franchises. I just did a video a couple months ago on the state of the 3 franchises, and they've had their time. I don't think there's fixing it, right? And I think they'll still be around in some form or another, but the best equation really is it'll be like Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon, who were incredibly popular for a long, or the Shadow, who were incredibly popular for a long time. Shadow was like the most popular fucking thing, and they just have their time.
I used to watch the Flash Gordon Buster Crabs serial. The reason I watched it It was on every Saturday night, and it aired before SNL, which as a kid, that was a cool Saturday night thing to do. You're 8, 9 years old. You would just watch Flash Gordon and then SNL and then fall asleep because I couldn't stay awake past midnight mostly. But those Flash Gordon was great. They did 3 serials. And they were like, you know, if you add up the time, it's like 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6 hours each, because the chapters are like 20 minutes. It's perfect for TV. And then it became popular. So it was a comic strip, and then the serials in the 30s, and then in the 50s, TV needed like content. So they reran the serial in the 50s, and in the late 60s, that's when George Lucas tried to get the rights.
I knew where you're going with
Late
that
60s, one. That's how long Flash Gordon was a thing, from the 30s to the 70s. And I watched it on TV as a kid. And then they made a movie in the 80s with Sam Jones of Flash Gordon. So from the 30s to the 80s, a 50-year history of Flash Gordon. Where's Flash Gordon now? They have tried to make a movie for a long time. I don't think it's going to happen, but it had a 50-year run if you track from when it started as a strip, right, to, you know, the serial and then reruns in the 50s and on television, late night TV in the 70s, up through the movie in the 80s with Queen doing the soundtrack. That's a huge run for a franchise. But it's done. It's done.
Yeah, and in the case of Star Trek, Star Wars, and Doctor Who, it didn't need to be done. But there's an unwillingness to make it what it is, right? You know, I brought up The Shadow. You know why they don't make The Shadow? Because The Shadow's pretty hardcore. The Shadow politically goes against everything Hollywood is about right now.
Yeah. But if you look at, like, it really is about who that shepherd is. It was George Lucas for Star Wars. There needs to be a shepherd with skin in the game, you know, like the Tolkien family, whatnot, or like, you know, you see what that is a real responsibility and an understanding. And whatever you think, I know you don't like the prequels. I think they've aged well as opposed to the sequels, which have not. You know, there are quotable lines. There are best lightsaber duels in Star Wars are in the prequels. Now, the story, the acting, but I recall at the time, so much about every aspect of those movies was well handled. The rollout of the titles for each prequel episode.
And those titles are purely based on Saturday morning serial titles.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And then the teaser poster, the full poster, teaser trailer, full trailer. There was a plan of how to release each of those movies. There was a toy rollout. There was the Star Wars, like, I remember when the prequel toys came out, they opened stores at midnight, had to usher people in 20, 30 at a time down the aisle to get your stuff. And I remember I was like, I bought a few things, but I'm like, I'm going to wait and see, you know, and whatever. But the point is, Lucas, and he did things like, do you remember a character named Aura Singh? Aura Singh is a badass bounty hunter that's in like one shot
for like 4 seconds.
They made a 12-inch action figure of her in a special case. She was all like, he handled things so well because Lucas understood restraint.
Yes.
Understood showing restraint. Like, he edged Star Wars fans for years, keeping the franchise alive. And Disney does not know how to, Disney, Marvel, like current day franchises, they don't edge their fans. Don't look up what edging is.
Don't, but I mean, that's actually a perfect description for it.
Yeah, it is.
And that's, you know, they Disney used to vault stuff.
Yeah.
A movie got vaulted for a while,
yeah.
You know, and that creates anticipation. It creates exclusivity. These are things that are kind of lost arts. And now they're just, you know, bleeding everything dry. By the way, that's a great popcorn bucket. That Spider-Man head right there.
Oh, why didn't you get one?
Because it wasn't available at the place. I'll get one.
Dude, you gotta get them.
That's a good popcorn bucket.
It's got a cool thing. It's got the
inhibitor that's gonna
on the back.
That's cool.
subjugate mutants in the future that Peter invented. That's great.
I think that's a dumb idea, the inhibitor.
Well,
it's completely stupid.
I like the movie. It's got its problems, but I like it. But I don't even know here. Let's see where it is box office wise.
By the way, while I didn't love the movie, I love the success of the movie. I've been to the theater on both Monday night and Tuesday night to see other movies. Packed on a Monday and a Tuesday. Just the theater was packed. This is not the AMC Burbank. I went to the Santa Anita Mall AMC. Packed. Why? People are going to the movies. Also, it's really hot in California now. I think being inside in air conditioning is
1.7
total.
billion. So,
wow.
Yeah, 1.7. So it's going to hit 2 billion very soon.
That's insane.
In under a week, it'll be 2 billion. Good.
So August 11th, which was yesterday, which was a Tuesday. I mean, that is Dollar Tuesday, 20 million domestically.
Yeah, discount Tuesday, not a
discount.
dollar. Discount.
I'm sorry, I'm old.
50%
I remember
off.
Dollar Tuesday.
Oh my God. I remember
$5 for me.
Comic books for a quarter.
Still only 25 cents.
That's insane.
It's
And
holding up.
yes, and it's embarrassing. I think they have been the DCU has been properly embarrassed. James Gunn has been properly embarrassed to the point where I have heard they're being a little weird about Green Lantern. Now,
oh my God.
Yeah, they're being a little weird about Green Lantern. We can't say much.
I'll just say this. I've seen episode 1. What I like about it
Don't get in
is
trouble.
it's not Gunn. It
not
is
Gunn.
so far
Okay.
from Gunn. It owes more to True Detective than Gunn. Second thing is the embargo for the episode, which I have seen, is after the episode airs on Sunday night.
What?
What's the point of showing it to me early if I can't talk about it? Now, they actually sent us a spoiler sheet saying, don't talk about these things. It's like, okay.
So
I
you're
will
not allowed to talk about Hal Jordan dying at the end of the first episode, which I don't know if it
I
happens or
can't
not.
say
I'm just
anything.
pointing it out.
No, I'm not.
You can't say that.
I
I'm
can't
just
say
asking.
anything.
I'm just throwing it out there because that's a spoiler that was out there.
My only comment is about how they're handling it is like they're afraid that it's going to get a bad reaction. I don't think it will. I think it'll get a mixed reaction, which is normal, but they're being very weird. I'm going to view via Zoom a press conference with the cast and whatnot.
A press conference that you cannot share any video
at all.
from.
Friday, we're going to do something on Lanterns, and I'm going to see what leeway. Can I do a social reaction, like out of the theater, out of the streaming reaction? I'll see.
Odd. But
It's
as
very
we discussed,
odd. They're being weird, but not surprising, especially the bad press. And Gunn's feed, I'm looking, so many of his posts now are just make sure to see Lanterns on HBO Max. And, they're like canned corporate posts, not like
they probably told him to
personality.
shut up. I mean,
Well, he should.
yeah.
He's become a liability and like to the promotion of everything DC now. So I don't think he's even part of this press conference at all.
Well, I mean, he has nothing to do with the show other than like green lighting it, right?
Right.
As a CEO. So as we discussed before the show, Lanterns, it's called Lanterns because green is stupid. I know Damon Lindelof said it was a joke, but it's not a joke. That's exactly what they meant. But this thing could be fucking amazing. Like the best thing they've ever done. And it could very well be it could be the best DCU thing they've done. And it makes no difference because the DCU is supposed to be the DC. It's a cinematic universe.
Right.
So HBO shows and stuff aren't really going to save anything.
You know what I mean? Like his posts are just, that's some corporate, he didn't write that. Someone's like posted, someone else has access to his account. These are scheduled posts and you know, they're not personal at all.
Very scheduled.
But your grand space adventure, which is weird coming from James Gunn, that your grand space adventure is going to be this grounded riff on another series. You know, and you pointed that out. Like even in Spider-Man Brand New Day, VMAX from V'ger, right?
Right.
You're just drawing on Hollywood now, and you're not making anything original. It's let's make Green Lantern's True Detective.
It's that phrase, pop culture will eat itself, you know, the snake.
Yeah, let's make
tail.
Star Trek Harry Potter. Like, what? How about Star Trek?
Yeah, like when you look back at the writers who establish, you know, so much fantasy media, you know, whether it's sci-fi or sword and sandal fantasy or whatever, they made shit up. It wasn't based on, it might have been inspired by, you know, might have been inspired by, but they created new stories. And this is just so much, it's not CW, that's for sure.
So
Definitely not CW.
Before I heard Damon Lindelof was involved, and I guess he was involved from the start, and I just didn't hear it. I was like, this is potentially the thing I'm the most interested in, is this Lantern series. When he was still the Green Lantern Corps.
I'll say this. I want to see the next episode. I don't care about Supergirl. I don't care about Gunn's Superman, Gunn's incarnation of what he thinks Superman should be. Part of it is, I think this sounds weird to say, but part of it is like, I think when you're a parent, you feel maybe more of a responsibility. And Lucas, even though he wasn't a parent at the time in the 70s, when he was newly married to Marsha Lucas and created Star Wars, look back at his old quotes. He said, kids today don't have heroes.
Yep.
Young boys have no heroes. Look at the movies that were made in the era of Star Wars. They were freaking dark and depressing. I mean, the most inspiring thing that came before Star Wars was probably the two movies were Rocky and Jaws. But those, I mean, Rocky, you could say a hero for kids, but he set out to do a fairy tale that would be inspiring to kids with heroes and villains. It's not nuanced. I mean, it's nuanced in other ways, but the bad guy's black, played by a black man, Darth Vader. And then partially the voice. But you know, it was like it was a fairy tale, heroes, villains, good guys, bad guys.
The evil people were evil. They were just evil.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't misunderstood villains.
No, inspired a lot by Westerns too, as much as Flash Gordon, also Westerns.
And then what carried that era forward, the next year, Superman came out. Donner's Superman came out.
Donner's Superman. I remember seeing that as a kid. I would play the soundtrack, the vinyl. I had vinyl back then. I would buy movie soundtracks, listen to them to get pumped to go out and deal with bullies, to do like, I delivered newspapers from the time I was 9 through 19. And those heroic, like whether it was the music or the stories, Luke Skywalker, Clark Kent, whatever, Rocky, like those heroes gave me fuel to go out in the world and just survive being a teenage kid.
We had
in the 70s, which was a different era altogether.
Yeah, we had Star Wars, Superman. I can't remember what came out in 79. Empire Strikes Back,
Alien.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Alien.
But Alien wasn't like
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, you weren't a kid watching that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I snuck in. I saw it first, in the theater.
Okay, so there was Close Encounters wasn't really kid either, but
Oh, I love that movie as a kid.
It's Star Wars, Superman, Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark all came out within 4 years.
And we have like great comics too at that time. I had a newspaper out. I mean, look, there are better runs, but look, I had a newspaper out to buy model kits and comic books and occasionally candy. I didn't care about
I used to I had like a couple of bucks and I'd get a couple of comics, some Pringles and a Coke. And I'd ride my bike 5 fucking miles to the marketplace, which was the closest store. No helmet, riding on the side of a busy street with all my friends. Yeah. Good times.
I'm getting sucked in by all the member
How did fucking Lucas manage to make Empire Strikes Back and Raiders of the Lost Ark within like a year of each other? That's insane.
I do think that creatives have like, when they find their groove, they get like a 10-year run.
Yeah.
But if you look outside that 10 years, things begin to fade or change. A lot of it is family, life happens, the consequences of fame and fortune. There are consequences.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of unhappy people.
Yeah. Money does not solve all your ills. I mean, it can solve a lot of like simple things, but it's not happiness isn't one of them necessarily.
The surrealness of our gig, the people we get to talk to that we were like fans of as kids, is surreal. I guess that's the best way to put it. So, I saw William Shatner at Star Trek convention,
Oh yeah.
And I'm
What
like,
happened?
And I'm like, hey, I don't care that you blocked me. I fucking love you, man. It doesn't matter. Like, it's all good.
You said that to him?
Well, I posted it on Twitter.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I guess somebody like showed it to him. And I mean, listen, he came out and said, like, it wasn't an accident that he was blocked. It was, but it wasn't an accident. And I've always had this thing. If you donate to my horse charity or whatever, I'll unblock you. And there's like nobody on earth I would do this for except for William Shatner. So I'll fucking do it. But like, yeah, he responded to this. And so the what he blocked me for was really ribbing on it was from a Paul. It's from a Paul Chato tweet about Will Wheaton, and he got caught up in that and added. So he just blocked everybody involved.
Oh my god!
And I still think Will Wheaton's a pussy. But yeah, I just said I don't care that you blocked me. I love my captain. My love for my captain is unconditional. So he fucking tweeted about this last night, and I'm like, what? What is going on here? So, and essentially what he said, here, I'll find the tweet.
We gotta see, this is hilarious.
And it's from Jessica's Geeks and Gamers article. So hail, happy Jessica. Happy
Sweet.
Jessica. But like, I'm like, this is just fucking strange. So we got that. Doobie doobie doo. All right. It's the surreal moments in life that make it interesting, which is true. So William Shatner quote tweeted Jessica's Geeks and Gamers article. And let's be clear, there's zero misunderstanding. And it's more than 2 years. And the unblocking is a way to raise money for charity. Not that I have any kind of change of heart. And I've been offering it for years. So I don't know if I don't think William Shatner runs his Twitter account. I'm just going out on a limb.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's his daughter or something, or a PR agent, whatever. So I just said, yeah, consider it done. I'm going to do it just to get unblocked. But he can block me the next day, and I don't care. If it's going to a charity and it's helping animals, I'm kind of for it anyway. But the fact that he tweeted this was crazy. It was just fucking crazy.
Oh, I love it.
What world are we living in right now? Yeah, and he probably got mad that I called Will Wheaton a pussy. And okay. Even though Will Wheaton talked a lot of shit about William Shatner. I'm surprised he hasn't blocked Will Wheaton. Oh, because he's not on X. But
that's right. I'm sure.
Thanks, Jessica, for writing an article. Thanks, Geeks and Gamers. Appreciate it.
That is so funny. I love that Geeks and Gamers writes about all this stuff. Like in response to like we're sick of being written about. Let's just write these kind of stories. I love it. It also shows you how dumb news is, that you can make shit a story in the news and then it's news. Why? Because we say this is news. We used to, when Film Threat was in print, we used to call it make news. We're just going to make up news. Now it's based in facts and things, but we're telling you, we believe this is important. Here are the facts. We just make news.
More people are understanding, thanks to COVID and many other things, that the news is full of shit. And I mean, some people have been saying this goes back to our Gen X days where, you know, everyone is lying to you. Trust no one or no institution.
Yeah.
Like the news primarily got all of their information from two sources, AP and Reuters. So that's the official version of events. You know who worked at AP and Reuters? Many people from three-letter agencies from the government.
They were still setting the agenda via the media.
Yes. Setting the narrative, setting the agenda. And the same goes on with entertainment. It's just easier to pick apart in entertainment because, you know, we're not talking about wars. We're talking about movies and comic books. But it's still there. They're still doing the same thing. And most entertainment reporters see themselves as journalists, like real journalists. I think maybe 3 are.
Yeah.
You know, I'll say my boy Eric Kane at Forbes. He's real. He's cool. I like him. We obviously don't agree on everything, but I think he's real. But the thing is, ultimately, we parse through the bullshit, and that's why this sphere exists. Because the access media, you can't say they lost the people. They never had them. There was just never another choice. Now there's another choice. And that's why they hate fans. They've always hated fans, but now the fans that they still require to look at their ads on their or sign up for their websites, they loathe you, and they're not even secretive about it. Like they're very open about it, but still give us your money, you chud, you know. And now, you know, there's tens of thousands of channels that do it mostly for a hobby that is their competition, and it's whooping their ass, and they hate it. And I think it's great. I think it's just great. I think that is the free market taking care of itself. What's left of the free market. And I want to make it clear, like, I'm not some champion of some giant billion-dollar corporation. I'm not breaking out my pom-poms for them because I've got my problems with Paramount for sure. Paramount or CBS tried to take this channel down. I'm not going to forgive them for that. All right. So fuck you for that. And that was a long time ago. But you gotta call it like you see it, you know. And right now, you know, Paramount should take over Warner Brothers. It's the better of a bad deal. And California is just dumb. And they'll always be dumb. They couldn't build a high-speed rail. I rode a high-speed rail in Japan, X-Ray Girl. That high-speed rail has been there for decades. And it was awesome, by the way. It was a great experience.
Every American should be traveling outside the U.S. to see what other countries are able to accomplish. And it should make you angry that we get taxed as much as we do, and our government accomplishes so little with that money. They are terrible, terrible shepherds with our money
Mm-hmm.
in terms of capital allocation. That's your job. Spend the people's money responsibly. They've done an awful job. Well, back to the Paramount thing real quick. Wherever they move, I will consider moving there just to be in close proximity.
Well, because other studios will follow. Right?
Yeah. If they decide taxes are, look, if you go in, there's like city taxes when you're in LA.
Yeah.
I cannot spend less than, my wife and I go out to dinner in LA. I'm not super extravagant. We can't spend less than $100 on a meal in LA. Not a fancy restaurant, just anything. It's bullshit.
Whoa. This just came across. Sorry, it's some sports ball and I could give a fuck about basketball, but Bob Iger and Josh Kushner are buying the Los Angeles Lakers.
What?
Yeah.
I don't care about basketball.
I don't care either.
I only care that women are getting the shit kicked out of them by
basketball players,
other WNBA players. See those clips.
I was going to say athletes, but
by athletes. Oh, I love Sophie Cunningham. She's my spirit.
Bob Iger is, man, he's going to fuck up another franchise.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they'll never
Are the
win
Lakers
again.
good?
From the guy who fucked up Star Wars, I'm buying the Lakers, the most storied and valuable franchise in the NBA. That's hilarious.
I don't care about the NBA.
I could care less.
Same. I'll have a Padre game playing in the background going, I wonder if Gary's watching this.
Yeah, they're always on in the background.
I love Petco Park. I've been several times.
Petco Park's awesome.
It's beautiful, especially in light of Dodger Stadium, which I'm sure it was ahead of its time in the 60s.
In the 60s.
But it's past its prime. I know they've improved it, but yeah.
Are you going to D23?
No. In fact, news for you. Allen's press credentials got rejected.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. He got rejected. I don't know why.
It was his Odyssey review.
Well, that's universal, but I don't know.
Stop the Asian hate.
Yeah, he got rejected. So I don't think. Look, a lot of those panels they put on YouTube anyways. So we'll react to the news as it happens.
Yeah. Do you think they'll announce the X-Men cast or no?
I hear rumors that they're trying to lock certain people down. It may not make it in time. But
That's
I wonder,
what I have heard as well.
Do you do an X-Men movie or do you do an X-Men series? If there was a D+ X-Men series, that would be freaking huge.
It would be like a Batman series.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you would profit from it.
I would subscribe just to watch that one show.
Okay, hot take. I think comic books it would be better to put them as a prestige streaming series. It's serialized storytelling, and they always have to compress so much into a movie that you can tell more of a story and get to something like, say, for example, Nightfall in Batman. That could be a season 5.
Yeah.
And you could really introduce all the necessary characters and it would be far more impactful. It would have a more emotional impact. You would be connected with, and rather than it being loosely adapted in Dark Knight Rises or some other form, or even the animated film, that's too short.
It's lame. They take elements of some of the great stories and use it in a different way in a movie, and then the stakes has to be bigger because it's a movie.
Yes.
It's got to be bigger. TV stakes can be big TV for TV stakes. Do X-Men as a TV series and have half-hour episodes weekly. have it all connect, do 26 episodes in a season, which would be 13 hours. That'd be great. And have it connect to nothing outside of X-Men. It's only X-Men world. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, nothing.
That's not a bad idea.
Avengers, whatever.
And do what they did in the 94 animated series is just loosely adapt the comic books and go in chronological order. You don't introduce the new X-Men right away. Start with your foundation and go with that for like a season.
One season.
Yeah. And that would, if done right, you know, like the only comic book series that has been really done right is Daredevil on Netflix. But if you took that template and applied it to Batman or to the X-Men or even Spider-Man, these would be huge shows.
Yeah. I don't get it. I mean, is it the cost? With AI, CGI is going to come way down.
Way down. Well,
way down.
We thought CGI would bring effects prices down, and it made it more expensive from practical.
Right.
So I don't know. There'll be a union for what the most hilarious and ironic thing is there will be unions for the AI prompters.
Yeah.
The AI prompters guild. I'm checking out my video here. You can actually hear him. It's like a half hour though. I'd have to get timestamps. Disbrew's uploading the fuller version because I got pulled away because somebody wanted to talk to me, a fan of the show. So I sat and chatted with them in front of the front door, and then I got yelled at because I was too loud. So I had to, I was a bit annoying on that one. My voice tends to carry, so I apologized. And apparently I missed the first 5 minutes where they just rip the current administration for 5 minutes, and they rarely talk about Star Trek. But it's
there's
mostly white people on the stage too.
There's a weird. I experienced this a lot. There's a weird assumption you think like I do in a lot of social situations, right? You think exactly as I do. So I feel comfortable saying these things. And that is not the case.
That is really good that you pointed that out, Chris, because that's exactly how this group feels, especially this blonde woman in the middle. I have no fucking idea who she was. She was talking as if like she was at a party in West Hollywood amongst her friends at a Star Trek convention.
Right.
And she essentially calls half the country idiots. So there's Ronald D. Moore. And he said the only sensible thing. And that only sensible thing was when we made Battlestar Galactica, it was a highly political show, but we never told the audience what to think. We just presented scenarios. We looked at, this is not exact, I'm paraphrasing what he said, but we provided scenarios and it was just get you thinking about it, get you asking questions. That's it. But we never told you what to think. That was the only sensible thing said in this entire panel.
Mm.
And I don't know if everybody agreed with what everybody was saying. I saw a couple of I saw Ronald D. Moore kind of shift uncomfortably a couple times. They all politically agree with each other. They're all in lockstep.
Right.
But yeah, that woman in the middle, if we can get to.
Oh, Chase Masterson.
Is that Chase Masterson?
Yeah, I know her. I know her. She's super far lefty. She has like a charity.
Yes.
I mean, she was the bartender on Deep Space Nine.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah.
That's who she is. I know her like in real life. I've had conversations with her. And it's always when she talks to me, there's this assumption you think like I do. That's one of those situations. I just go, okay. Yeah. I just listen. Because I don't want to get in I don't care.
I'm going to have to put text on the bottom of this because I don't think you can hear anything.
Let's hear. Is there no audio?
I can't hear any audio
No audio
whatsoever.
Oh, because I'm sharing it's a video straight from my computer. I probably forgot to click something. Hang on. Let me try it again. Let me try it again. Yeah, I have to
You can share
audio.
the video directly. Oh, that works too.
That are based in fear, and they are short-sighted enough to listen to people, to a dictator who comes along and makes huge, unrealistic promises and blames other groups of people, blames, as historically has happened. Hitler did this. We're doing it now.
That's what it was.
Blaming
Oh,
all groups, blaming immigrant groups, blaming innocent groups of people for what is happening. That is what gives way to the kind of crisis that this country is in.
That gives you a little taste of what it was. It was just that.
Yeah, she's super far lefty, sort of. I don't know.
Ronald D. Moore's in the background.
She's an actress.
But yeah, you guys couldn't hear half of that. So I'm going to have to boost the audio and put some closed captions on the bottom somehow. But yes, it's a TDS speech. It was a TDS panel. Worst panel I've been in since the Antifa panel at New York Comic Con that Garrett and I went to with John.
Really?
And Trent. Yeah, it was bad.
Oh.
Bad. But let's get to the people, Chris.
All right. Does that mean I can get another cup of coffee?
Get another cup of coffee,
I
buddy.
need it badly. Okay, I'll be right back. Save the ones for me, though.
No, I'm going to answer for you.
Please.
Oh,
Right back.
there's going to be a Star Wars Marvel crossover finally.
I
Yes.
can't wait.
I can share that if you want.
You got it.
Yep.
Written by Kevin Smith. So I know a better comic book writer who pitched this a few years ago, and they said no. Mark Miller. And yeah, this is it was inevitable, and it's dumb. It's really dumb. Now they have done, you remember any of the olds out there remember X-Men and Star Trek? They did an X-Men and Star Trek crossover, and it was dumb. But Star Wars and Marvel comic book crossover is coming from Kevin Smith. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, the multiverse came a calling because the Ultimate Geek crossover is on the way. When Avengers Infinity War dropped in 2018, it was dubbed the most ambitious of fuck it. I can't do this article. So it doesn't make sense. So we're going to have a bunch of superheroes. It's supposed to be a galaxy far, far, and it was supposed to be a long time ago. So I don't know how they're working this out.
It says here it's a 5-issue season.
Good God.
Launching in 2027. Details are scarce, but set Earth 616.
So at 616, they're going to bring the Star Wars universe in. Their power sets are not compatible in any way. They're completely different genres. Yeah. It's silly. But they need something to fire people up. You know, they just did a Superman Spider-Man crossover, and that went over. Did anybody hear about it? No, they didn't. Except for comic book fans. Let's get. I need to get the list up. How you doing, X-Ray Girl?
I'm good. We can read this one. Super Fan-Man for €249 says Marvel announced a Star Wars crossover next year.
Yeah. It's out of desperation. Don't you love it when they do stuff out of desperation?
Yeah.
Instead of, I don't know, we have a great idea. And by the way, that other writer, Mark Miller, had a better idea. He's a better writer. Now, I'll give Kevin Smith this. Kevin Smith has written a couple of good comic books. He wrote a good Daredevil series and a good Green Arrow series. Now, I don't know how much help he had, but they were pretty good, actually. I don't think this will be good. Yeah, Terminator versus Predator. That's a compatible power sect, right? Like fantasy Star Wars versus superpowers. Yeah. I mean, the only thing that would be interesting, I guess, is Doctor Doom versus Darth Vader. He is a crier. All right. Teeth are mouth bones for $20 says, don't badmouth our RLM boys. We didn't. I just pointed out that and I'd love to talk to him about it. Like, what was the change of heart from Ellison? The Hollywood Menace for $49.99. Love Robert though, unconditionally. Disney bought Pixar, Lucasfilm, Fox, Amazon got MGM. Warner merged with Discovery. Skydance took Paramount. Fewer studios and choices and diabolical films made. Warner's should stay independent if possible. Paramount should leave California, and it's awful. I don't think Warner Brothers can survive independently, though. That's the thing. It's pretty clear. They haven't said this definitively, but it's pretty clear that Zaslav went there to fluff it up for sale. DI Racer 2 for 20 says you should hail that crazy LinkedIn Chad guy for helping you get out of the naughty nerd house with William Shatner. That crazy guy who co-created the Snouts movie with Radames Para. Wink, wink to Chris. I gotta wait for Chris. Might know. I don't know what that's in reference to. All right, I'll read it again from DI Racer 2 for 20. You should all hail that crazy LinkedIn Chad guy for helping you get out of the naughty nerd house with William Shatner. That crazy guy who co-created the Snouts movie with Radames Para. Wink, wink to Chris.
Okay.
Do you know what that's about?
I often don't know what it's about when this guy contacts me. I'm like, what?
Oh,
I feel like every conversation with him is, sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah, I don't know. Sorry. It's like someone has an in joke with me that I'm unaware of.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the in joke is. I'm not in on it.
I don't know what Snouts is. I don't know any of that. Sorry. The Pain for 20 says 2 years ago, the Flash Gordon daily newspaper comic strip rebooted its storyline for the first time in 25 years. It can be read on Comics Kingdom website. The story and art are great. Al Williamson. Hell yeah.
I'll look it up.
What, Snouts? Look up Snouts.
Snouts is a proposed movie project that is not made.
Okay.
Oh.
And what has that got to do with William Shatner?
Exactly.
And a guy from LinkedIn.
Named Chad, or is he a Chad?
Or a crazy LinkedIn Chad. It's like, yeah, this feels like an inside joke that I am not part of.
I found the Comics Kingdom Flash Gordon stuff. Holy cow.
It's like somebody who just going into Geeks and Gamers and there's a bunch of 199 stuff going on and they're like, what are these people talking about?
Yeah. There's a whole lore I'm unaware of.
Chris, Alan's thoughts on Dino Flick Oak Street. Well, the video's out, Super Franda Man.
Yeah, there was a he did an out of the theater reaction.
He did.
And, yeah, I watched it. It sounds like I'll like it. It sounds like a cheap, dumb exploitation, like a trauma movie with a budget. It sounds bad. And by the way, they did the premiere for that movie on the Warner's lot. Not at some big theater, not the TCL Chinese in Hollywood. On the Warner lot, they did the premiere of the movie. It looked sad. I saw pictures from it. So here's what's going on. WB, they're not spending money on anything now. They're releasing movies, but they're not spending money. And that movie will do fine.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do great.
So are they still greenlighting stuff like the proposed Jimmy Olsen Gorilla Garage show? Is that just in development?
That's it. All I can say is anything Gunn has his hands on, I don't care about because I just don't care. Peacemaker season 2, it was like I gave him a pass on Superman upon first seeing it. I saw it twice. I'm like, wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but it wasn't a disaster, wasn't terrible. And I would actually put it to you that Supergirl would have been better if Gunn directed it. It would have been better. I'm not saying it would have been good. It would have been better than what we got. If he directed Supergirl. Put that aside. Peacemaker season 2, I was out on Gunn. I'm like, that's it. That's
same here. And
I was like, I don't like what you're doing.
But it's hilarious that Spider-Man like killed it. Like if you want to, there's a point where James Gunn is just absolutely cooked beyond the shadow of a doubt. No matter what happens from here on out, it's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Everybody at the studio, any potential buyer is going, wait a minute. Now we don't expect $2 billion in a couple of weeks from Superman, but we certainly should get $1 billion for Superman.
$1 billion for fun, more family-oriented, less serious Superman. Lean into the heroism. I feel like the template has been made for you. Just do that. Don't resist it. Everything's got to be a deconstruction. Which, wait till you see Lanterns. Everything's got to be a deconstruction. And it's I think people we don't like it. We don't like a deconstruction of our heroes. We just like the heroes. We like Captain Kirk as a fist punching pussy hound.
Yep.
Give it to us.
Mr. Blue Sky
shirt.
With a ripped shirt.
I
little cut
love that.
over his girdle.
It only happened a couple times in the show, but it's iconic.
Mr. Blue Sky for $10 says, hail, Gary, Chris, and X-Ray. Gary, it was great to meet you on Thursday. Looking forward to the next one. X-Ray, sorry I missed you at the meetup. Chris, you'll have to go next year. Hail, everyone.
If the dates work out.
Meeting you.
If the dates work out.
You're going to make it.
Make sure to say hi. Sorry, I was running around a lot trying to make sure messages were sent.
Gabby Max for $5. Gary, you going to the San Antonio Comic-Con? I will be running around for Conan Comics. Love to say hello to you. When is it?
Conan Con?
Oh no, he wants Conan Comics
at the San Antonio Comics.
The Space Con? Isn't that October?
No, I heard that wrong.
No, there's a San Antonio.
Oh, specifically San Antonio. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't come up for me.
Find it. Do you mean the Space Con?
Is it Space Con or there's another one like Alamo Comic Con or something like that? Big Texas Comic Con. Is that it?
Trying to see if Gabby puts anything in chat, and I'll see.
Well, maybe. I don't know what the dates are. But we have Americon at the end of the month. John Slade 17 for $5 says, it was great to meet Gary and X-Ray Girl and everyone at the meetup. Thanks for doing what you do. Hail to the fellowship. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
It's the least we can do. I love doing these things. They're freaking great. And we get to meet everybody and go run around like knuckleheads in Las Vegas. It just sucks that Vegas is so expensive now. Vegas used to be cheap.
Why do you think I didn't go after spending way too much to go to Comic-Con? I can't do back-to-back expensive trips.
I understand that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's why we I want to have a decent amount of separation from that and MegaCon because MegaCon's expensive too. Mm-hmm. So Howdy, Gary. Are you and Ryan planning to do y'all Harry Potter stream when the Harry Potter show comes out? We're going to do it before. We're kind of out of the busy time, so we're going to start picking that up. I have to make videos though. That's kind of my first priority. I've got a backlog now. Chris Gore, did you participate in the nominating Millie Alcock as Best Actress in a Superhero Movie in Supergirl at Critics' Choice Super Awards?
I was one of hundreds of people involved in the nomination process. I did not select her. So I did not have, I was part of it, but it's a larger group.
I'm going to blame you anyway.
On the list, so she's not on my list.
You're on my list now because you nominated her. But you know what, Chris? You will be taking part in nominating one Elliot Page for Best Supporting Actor
100%
in The Odyssey.
Yeah, I'm in.
Lock it down. Now, I don't know if it's going to be Golden Globes or Critics' Choice or Oscars, but Elliot will be nominated. Will we be reviewing The End of Oak Street? I think some people will go see it, and yeah, it's not going to be something I'm going to make everybody review, although I should. But we just got back from Vegas, so I don't want to put that on them. But I'll probably see it before FNT, and I'm sure like Fake Wizard or somebody will see it. So some of us will, yes, but it's because of Vegas. I'm not going to put any homework on anybody because everybody's basically, getting caught up for missing a week. Nico's 2 parts for 10 euros says, thank you for answering my very long chats yesterday. Of course, Gary, my idea for the X-Men movie is to focus on the abuse and experimentation rather than hate. They don't need Wolverine. Just make it like X-Men Evolution, which I think it's the route they are taking, and have Jean be remorseful for her actions. Well, she needs to be. And listen, going the Evolution route isn't bad. It's a decent cartoon. Istophobes for $10. Hail, nerds. I finally launched my own channel inspired by this community. In defense of great storytelling, I have vids about Jean Grey, girl bosses, Hollywood dying, and Superman. Please check them out. So it's Istophobes. Go check out Istophobes' channel. Hail, brother. The Lone Boomer for $10. Star Trek Archer. Pick up the birth of the Federation with the launch of the refit NX-01 under Admiral Archer, leading to the first Romulan Wars. I think that was actually something they were throwing out there, right? Weren't they thinking about doing an Archer series? But it was Kurtzman and Kurtzman Trek. So I would say no. I would keep the idea and wait till somebody new comes in. But Star Trek needs to be a series. It cannot be a movie. It's a television show. Soap 90 for $10 says, feels like Hollywood has been raw dogging my ass with a pineapple for years. And the worst part is that it's made me cynical and numb to mainstream entertainment. Everything we love has been fucked. It's hard not to black pill. I completely understand people who do, right? Maybe I'm dumb because I don't. Now there's certain franchises like Star Wars. It would be a miracle if I came back to Star Wars. I don't know. Chris, you ever see yourself being a big old Star Wars fan again?
No. There was one story I cared about, and they effed it up. It was the fate of Luke, Han, and Leia post their victory on at the end of Jedi. What happens next? They screwed that up. I don't care. I don't really buy anything Star Wars. I don't care. I own a lot. It's all old shit.
Yep.
I cared when the prequels were. I wanted to know, the end of that story.
Well, here's the problem, and you're right, Sebastian. Andor was probably the best thing they've ever produced. I don't love it. I liked half the show. I thought half the show was Kino, and I thought the other half was Disney Star Wars. But you have to admit, like, as far as fan response was very positive. And if you just take the Empire scenes, that's what Chris and I were looking for from Star Wars moving on from Lucas, a more adult Star Wars that's going to get into the minutia of how things work. And the political intrigue was pretty well done.
Mm-hmm.
Unnecessary lesbians and all that bullshit, that brought it down for me. But it also cost almost $1 billion and nobody watched it. So that was your chance to turn things around. And love or hate Kathleen Kennedy, I think most people hate her. She looked at the raw numbers of it and said, well, this is unsustainable. But the thing is, they should have moved forward with something. The thing is, it's Andor, so the titular character is the most uninteresting thing in it. And while, again, if you judge by Twitter, it was amazingly popular. But the thing is, nobody watched it. More people watch Mandalorian and Grogu. And that's what you're going to get.
Have you seen the trailer for the movie that Tony Gilroy has coming out this fall?
No, what is it?
It's a movie called Behemoth. And it looks fucking good. It looks really weird. And like the one thing that'll turn you off, Pedro Pascal is in it.
Well, yeah.
Two things can be true. He's overexposed and he's also a very good actor. I think he was terrible as Mr. Fantastic, but this Tony Gilroy movie, I have the trailer. If you want, to?
Yeah, let's just look
I
at
haven't seen you in a week.
Yeah, no, let's look at a few minutes. Let's look at a bit of it.
Okay, it's just if it doesn't, I'll just share. Tell me when to start.
Go.
So it's 8 free into bar 33.
Ugh.
And let's roll clicks.
Heard a rumor that you were back. So do I think it is. How are you?
Yeah, he doesn't like women.
What are you doing here?
I don't get it. Yeah, I can't with Pedro. I can't.
What is this even about?
Yeah, I was thinking it might be genre of some kind, Chris, but it just a tortured musician.
There's a mystic level of irony here that I need to share with you. And it all starts with you.
Okay.
I like a good adult drama.
This is where we'll differ.
It
I
could
love
be
you, man.
good. It could be good.
This isn't logical at all, right? I'll freely admit it. I don't like dramas. I don't like adult dramas. If I want a drama, I'll just remember something from my life. I want Hollywood to show me things that aren't possible. So that's why I'm a nerd. That's why I like fantasy. I like fucking, a good drug deal gone bad. That's the most drama thing I'll watch.
But I like both. I love my spectacle fantasy, Spider-Man, space epic, whatever. I also simultaneously like that kind of drama it's like an old school Hollywood movie. It's people in a room and intense shit happening. There's a movie like if I know you well enough, I know you take I agree, Nerd Cookies, escapism, but I do like a good drama escape from my own life. But the thing is
you want to see people more miserable than you.
Yeah, it makes me feel great.
Sometimes, yeah.
makes me feel great. But what I know about you is you will take a movie recommendation from me once every 2 or 3 years. So I have one. I have one for you. One.
Okay.
And I've seen it twice now. Tony. It's the movie about Anthony Bourdain. I am reading his book. I'm halfway through. Kitchen Confidential, about Anthony Bourdain. This, I've seen it twice. It's made by the guy that made Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie.
Okay.
Which I also recommended to you. But it's a completely different movie. That one is a fantasy comedy. This is a drama, but it's of the era it's set. It's Anthony Bourdain as a young man. Like, he's messy. He's a drunk. He's got goals, but he's unfocused. He's a fuck up. And it's good. You got to see it, Gary. You got to see it. Anthony Bourdain as a young man. And I'll finish the book this week.
Anthony Bourdain was the closest thing we had to like, what was the term for him? Like William S. Burroughs.
Yeah.
Like the Beatnik writers.
The book is so good. I can't believe I never read his book, Kitchen Confidential, but it's fucking awesome.
Well, he's crazy.
Well,
he was crazy.
The movie opens wide in a couple weeks, but it did open in a few theaters in LA. So, and people have seen it. I'm telling you, it'll be Oscars, but it'll be criticized. Do you know why? Mostly the cast is white. It's not. I mean, there's some non-white characters, but it doesn't lean into diversity. It does what I think is more important than diversity.
Does it just cover like his early life, or does it take it to the bitter end?
Nope. Only early life. Not or even early life. Like one summer of his life where he kind of found himself. Gary, please go see it. I recommended Better Man. You got to see this movie.
I watched Better Man.
I know.
I loved Better Man. I own Better Man. Like, that is a great movie.
Tony, I feel like I see elements of myself as a young man and many mistakes I made.
Oh.
You may see the same.
We don't hate maybe he's talking to chat. Anthony Bourdain, like, politically was out there, but it kind of fits for the kind of person he was. Yeah. But he obviously dealt with like crippling depression and was manic and probably bipolar. And he killed himself because his wife, his girlfriend was Asia Argento, who was part of the Me Too movement and then sleeping with underage kids.
Yeah. Well,
but I didn't
take
hate the guy.
One recommendation from me a year. This is the movie. And then if you're adventurous, see the Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. That's
something I can watch with the missus.
Oh,
it's just I've got so much shit to watch. I'm so far behind right now.
Yeah, she would love. It's not out for like 2 more weeks.
Poor Garrett hasn't edited anything in like a week and a half. I got to put that boy to work.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna. Well, eat your Wheaties, Garrett. We got 3 big videos to do. Yeah. And then I thought of another one last night. Somebody, was it Mad Dog or Ministry of Wrongthink? Somebody like asked, what's the worst MCU character?
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's a top 5 right there, baby. We need to do that. And it's tough. It was because you're thinking, Captain Marvel or She-Hulk, but no, Freckle Jesus. What about Echo?
She-Hulk.
I said pound for pound. Now, when I do my top 5s, what I do is I get Chris involved and Mahler and Will and Jeremy and Ryan and X-Ray Girl and our whole team. And then they give their top 5. And then we have a formula that was created by the autist Lady Greymaster that we run. And that decides the top 5. And it's basically a statistical formula that like fucking baseball uses. And that's where we come up with it. But, and we could also, I also put the caveat, the a worst MCU character does not have to be female because we're not sexist here.
Like
and everybody
Simu
started
Liu.
saying Shang-Chi, and it's like, I mean,
Which
Shang-Chi.
was worse though, Katie or
Simu Liu is the most bitchy of all of them. Like, he is way worse than Brie Larson ever was. You know, Brie Larson had her brief moment in time, right? And a lot of people made a lot of videos about her. I tried to keep all my videos about Captain Marvel, the character Captain Marvel, and not really Brie Larson.
Right.
And she's been on kind of a redemption arc, thanks to Ryan. I mean, Ryan will take credit for it, certainly. And I'll let him take credit for it. Why the fuck not? She has changed ever since she liked his tweet. And Ryan has changed.
And Brie Larson, to her credit, ignored people that came after her for liking Ryan's tweet. That is the correct way to handle it. Ignore those people.
We used the clip, but when she said, you know, are you going to be Captain Marvel? And by Mark Milken, are you going to be Captain Marvel? And anything, she's like, I don't know. You got to ask Kevin. And I think she recognized what a couple people have recognized about Marvel and reached out to me is, oh, we were just being used for identity. They don't actually believe in this.
Yeah.
And we end up getting all the heat. Like somebody who bought into it and didn't understand it was Moses Ingram. Like they set her up. They completely set her up to be the controversy for Kenobi. And she bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. They even told her ahead of time, you're going to be getting a lot of pushback. Well, yes. So they had the response locked and loaded. And this is how the marketing works. And it creates a controversy. So it becomes movement marketing. And she bought into it. Well, maybe Brie Larson, like, wait a minute, I'm being used here. Fuck you. You know, and there's a couple of people who've reached out to me and Will who recognize that too after the project they did. And they were kind of they were kicked to the curb after the use of their identity was done. And they brought them on a project. They wanted to contribute creatively and everything was shot down, like absolutely everything. So we're bringing in these people and they're super diverse and blah, 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 blah. But we don't actually want to listen to what they said. Remember the woman who didn't want to direct Black Widow because they said, oh, sweetheart, we'll direct the special effects scenes for you. You don't need to do that, little lady. Scenes. Yeah, it's recognizing the hypocrisy, which is what we're trying to point out. So it was really interesting talking to those people and getting some insight because, you know, a lot of the stuff I pass on to you guys and Chris too, it's because we talk to people. We talk to people inside and who are, of course, off the record, but are telling you their version of events, which are usually really different from what you hear from the press. And it's interesting talking to them once they realize, like, oh, fuck, I was used. I was used because I'm Muslim, or, you know, it's crazy when they figure that out. It's funny. That's when, and the reason these people reached out to me, Chris, is because they saw a video where I said, well, they're casting writers and directors, not hiring them. And that's what clicked in their brain.
Well, they do it in politics, right?
Yeah. Almost exclusively now in politics, people are cast.
Yeah. They're casting governors, senators, congresspeople. They're just casting mayors of towns. They're cast.
So and I think even Nia DaCosta, love her or hate her, I think she realized that too after the Marvels, right? And, you know, there are some people who just want to get their achievements through merit and not based on, but there is plenty of people that take their place who are like, fine, I'll I'll get a job for my identity and not my talent. I'll try it. And that ruins it for everybody else.
Yep.
What are we dealing with across America? What we are dealing with across America, including the culture war, is a purposeful communist incursion. The deconstruction and subversion of standards is directly from the communist playbook. They hate American values. Yes. Michael Taylor abstracts, and they're making a lot of headway.
It's 100% correct. And I fear, I've been thinking about this the last couple of weeks. I fear we're beyond ability to fix it, because younger people have been seeded with bad ideas that cannot be argued out of, that are just, there's no debating people that have been seeded with these ideas. And I fear it's going to spread across the country. You'll have like little enclaves of like, really where there's home ownership, like in Orange County, that are going to be red. But I feel the rest of the country is going socialist, borderline communist. You've got this Abdul guy in Michigan that won the primary for the D candidate, and it's very frightening what's going on. And I feel like it's really they're following all the rules, including the rules that can be bent. And I feel like now it's like, oh man, it's working. And younger people in particular, are falling for this because they haven't been seated with any like, hey, build a business. Here's how you build a business. Here is how you create, wealth for yourself. Here is a good work ethic. Those ideas are not, I got that. I feel like, Gary, you got that. I feel younger people are not, the majority of younger people don't have that. And it's scary to see.
Yeah, I had to discover it through attrition,
Right.
like just being miserable. And
that's good. Pain is good.
This is a great country that allowed me a second, third chance that no other country would. But the fact of the matter is, we are an affluent society that the other side has done a horrible job selling the free market. And we aren't really practicing capitalism in its truest sense right now. It's corporatism. And it's hard to, you have to be sympathetic to like home prices, which are ridiculous. Like, and so that whole pull yourself up by the bootstraps is not going to sell, right? You need to find a kinder way to say it. I don't know, better marketing department, but you're losing people to a fantasy.
Yeah.
And ultimately, and you know this, all the adults know this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to say things you already know. I'm stating the obvious is part of what we do here on YouTube. So, the government is a giant corporation. It is no different than Disney. It is no different than any corporation. The only difference is there will be no competition and no accountability. So there will still be a 1% that are billionaires, whether they hide it or not. The difference will be, oh, it's the people's money, but we just decide what to do. That's one of the biggest lies in Karl Marx, the Communist Manifesto, is you still have private property. It just belongs to the people. And other people make decisions for you on that private property that belongs to the people. So it's still yours and it's everybody else's, but you don't get to make a decision on it. But there are youngins out there who believe, oh, I'll be able to TikTok and write a blog and do fan art on whatever and make a living doing that because there'll be a universal income. Where does that money come from? From the rich people. Well, what happens when the rich people are out of money and you've seized all the means of production and stolen all the property from private property owners? What happens then? Well, we need to start re-educating people who are against it. And if they can't be re-educated, then they'll be done away with. And that's a cycle that's repeated through all of the communist countries, but it's never been implemented correctly, Chris. That's what I've been told.
But I do like that people like Spencer Pratt are pushing back. He is, as much as I am, very anti-communist, and he speaks out and exposes a lot of the bullshit. That's how he's pivoted his presence, because that thinking destroyed his home and thousands of others. And they're giddy at the prospect of what will happen with that land when no one there can afford to rebuild.
The only funny thing is they're so incompetent that they'll get that land and they won't build anything on it because they're so incompetent.
Yes, that's already happening. It's
we're going on 2 years.
It's just, I'm trying not to black pill, but I'm really waiting to see how the Paramount WB deal plays out and the election for what I will be doing in California. I'm waiting.
Yeah, states are going to start. You're going to start feeling a distinct, not that you don't feel it now, but a distinct difference. Hey, drive through New Mexico and then into Texas, and it's night and day. New Mexico should be doing okay as a state. It's fucking terrible. It is terrible. Yeah.
But they sell meth there. I saw that Breaking Bad documentary. And isn't that what happens?
George R. R. Martin lives there.
Yeah. Why? Right.
Well, I mean, it's an artsy fartsy part of New Mexico that he lives in.
So a lot of turquoise.
A lot of turquoise
jewelry, and
a lot of artists, a lot of ex-hippies live there.
A lot of small stores where you're like, how does this make money selling shit, crystals, stuff?
Ray Tor has donated $71.63. Doesn't say anything, but it's a very specific amount. Thank you very much. You get applause.
Thank you.
Ron Expert for 10 says, okay, I take it back. Chris Gore is the hottest. Because he said X-Ray Girl is hot.
Yeah, you have to read the 3 in a row.
Okay. So Ron Expert for 10 Chilean pesos says X-Ray Girl is hot. Then for 10 more, okay, I take it back. Gore is the hottest. And dang it. Am I the only one? Gary is just super hot. There, I said it.
Oh my God. I got criticized online. Gary, for trying to look too young. It's like, why do you do your hair like that? Like, that's just my hair, dude. Like, also, by the way, gray beard, gray hair. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I don't
what do you
dye my hair? I don't dye my hair fake like other people. I'm
other people.
Other people. I'm not talking about you, Gary. I'm talking about someone else.
Well, technically, it's not dye, but
yeah,
I'll still be offended. No, I don't care.
No,
I don't dye my beard.
But people dye their beard or dye their. This is how I look. It is what it is. I was an indoor kid. That's why I avoided wrinkles.
Well, when I go full gray someday, I'm just going to go full gray.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I'm still, it's mostly, I mean, it depends on the lighting.
Yeah. I'm getting pretty gray.
I don't give a shit.
Not gay, gray.
Gandalf is gray.
Yes. Sebastian Howard for $5 says, Chris, how is there no diversity when Pedro Pascal isn't?
I don't know what this word is.
YT.
White, maybe?
White. He's white passing. So that's why he was chosen as Reed Richards, because he was white passing. True. I was told that specifically.
I was talking about the movie Tony. So I just think you would really.
Who's playing Anthony Bourdain and Tony?
A young actor named Dominic Sessa, who was in a fucking awesome movie a couple years ago called The Holdovers, a Christmas movie with Paul Giamatti. Look up The Holdovers, Dominic Sessa, Paul Giamatti, fucking great Christmas movie.
C. Blumberg for $5 says Chris Gore is forever a saint of cinema for plugging RRR as hard as he did in 2022. I'll watch this one too, sire.
Oh, thanks. Hard RRR. That's what I want to see. That's the sequel. That's a sequel.
Copycat for $10. California is a beautiful state. It's a shame what happened. Yeah, that prison has the most beautiful weather. Sahator Garadon has donated 200 yen. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. James Bondtube for $9.99. Sorry, guys. Netflix will end up buying Warner Brothers for pennies on the dollar. If David Ellison moves out, there'll be a lot of buyers for that property. Byron Allen would be one. Well, yeah, you can buy out the property you want. You can't really shoot on it. Even if it's a live production, that's insanely expensive. Feels like 80s and 90s shoestring budget ripoffs made by people like Roger Corman in fantasy sci-fi genre are more entertaining and enjoyable than today's sequels and reimaginations. For the most part, yes. They're more fun. 44 Magnum Norse for $10. The prequels are great, just not quite as good. People love the prequels. And I've seen far worse than the prequels. Christopher Nolan for $10. Thank you, Christopher. How you doing? Please check your compatriot Jeremiah to cease sending me photos of himself wearing a corset and straddling his pickup. No, those pictures were meant for me, to be honest with you. He's 10 years my senior, so he should know that's not gentlemanly behavior.
He does it because it's not gentlemanly behavior.
That exactly. Hatch for $9.99. Do you think there will be a brand new franchise that comes out of studios like Star Trek and Star Wars, things that give people a sense of hope and wonder, or will we just get the same slop? Well, okay. Let's put aside the live action, which is controversial with the people who have read the manga and the anime, but the new franchise, the Beast franchise right now is One Piece around the world. It's One Piece amongst others. But that's your new franchise. It's just unfortunate that Netflix, I like the live action series quite a bit, but when you put out 2 seasons in 3.5 years, it's got no chance. But as far as the anime is concerned, the manga and the anime's, it's all about to end. That's going to be I guess it depends on how it ends, but that's your monster franchise. We saw it everywhere in Japan, X-Ray Girl. And it's also huge in South America, all of Asia, like everywhere. Always been a fan of your show for quite some time, Gary. Never stop making content. Thanks. I won't. Got a question for you, X-Ray Girl. Are you going to Toronto Fan Expo soon?
I have no plans as of right now, but things can change. Never know. It's so busy. I think it's as equal to LA Comic-Con. Okay.
Not only is Vegas expensive, but there's hobos everywhere. I went up North Vegas to see Neon Museum at night. 12 hobos outside one building, past Fremont Street, Old Strip. It was even worse. Yeah, and it's cleaner than it was 3 years ago. Like it actually was cleaner than it was 3 years ago. The thing is, like, there's, part of the meetup experiences, we try to do it in a place where you can go off and do other things too, besides just the meetup, to make it worth your weekend. You know what I mean? So like MegaCon's a great location because you have Universal and you have MegaCon itself. So there's other things to do to make it like a full weekend. We got to find a place that still has some cool stuff to do. I can just pick San Antonio and you can go to Six Flags. But Six Flags is filled with just scary rides. That's all it has.
That sounds so fun.
There's no mellow rides at Six Flags in San Antonio. You can go to SeaWorld. I don't know why the fuck there's a SeaWorld in San Antonio. And the Riverwalk is genuinely awesome. But you can go see the Alamo. I guess we're thinking about it. We're thinking about it. I am currently watching the anime The Ninth Jedi based on the Vision short. My apathy for Star Wars is bothering while I try to watch it, but I have to watch it to review for my channel. Well, hey, Chris, that's the gig. Chris Gore and I agree, and Mahler and many others, like if you're going to cover entertainment on a regular basis, you have to watch as much as possible. You can't watch everything, but you need to watch almost, particularly if you're going to get into the ins and outs of the Odyssey. It'd be like talking about the Odyssey and not watching it is ridiculous, right? But there's a lot of entertainment channels that, I'm not going to watch this stuff. And it's like, well, you kind of need to.
When I check out when people say, I'm not going to watch that latest thing. Of like, well, then what are you doing? Then find something else. I mean, it's the one thing that keeps me sane. Like, I showed you that Behemoth trailer. I told you about Tony.
Yep.
I told you about, Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. The thing that keeps me sane is seeing other stuff that is actually good and not even Eli Roth, we saw Borderlands a couple years ago. I mean, that movie was terrible. You know who else thought that? Eli Roth. To the point where he said, I'm not doing studio shit. He raised money independently, shot in Canada, a movie called Ice Cream Man. That is fun as hell. It's gory. It's funny. It's like a trauma movie with a budget. Eli Roth is in the movie. It's got shades of Bad News Bears with evil kids. I loved it. And it's a hard R rating. What a fun movie. So there are other things out there, and I make it my mission to find out, like, okay, yes, Lanterns or whatever the latest big thing is may not be great, but here's other things worth your time. So, and I always look to you to for a lot of TV stuff that I don't really have time to watch. And I'm really glad I checked out of House of the Dragon. Oh my God. I'm seeing not only you, but other people. And they I can tell even when it's kind of good, I'm like, it feels like trying to run in Jell-O. It's like a chore.
I really enjoy doing our live streams after a show. Like that's what this channel was built on. And they're tons of fun hanging out with the guys and breaking down a show. We used to love this show. I won't say all, because like half the panel is still enjoying it, and the other half is kind of fucking checked out, but they're going to see it through. I'm just watching the chaos and the spectacle now. And the weirdest thing is, like, this was not a good season. Lots of stupidity, lots of repetitiveness, but that finale was entertaining. And what's funny is my biggest gripe about the show was it lacked levity. Like, there's nothing funny. There's no Tyrion. The last episode was hilarious, and it was meant to be, like, it showed the chaos, and it's like this really horrible battle where everybody loses, right? Mm-hmm. But the chaos factor was so fucking funny and good and entertaining. You just try not to think about, a lot of it didn't make sense getting up there, but there was there's some really good characters in it, but they're not the main characters. Your main character is the worst character in the show. Your two main characters, Alicent and Rhaenyra, they're fucking horrible. They're written horribly. They're stupid. And Ryan Cadell just came out and said that he believes the one person who would be the best person to sit their ass on the Iron Throne is Alicent. It's like, what? So the writers are seeing something completely different than the fans. But it was an entertaining finale. It just was. Freaking Roddy the Ruin was awesome.
I might just watch the finale and watch the leading up to, the trailer that catches you up. I might just do that. See if I can catch up.
And what's crazy is it looks great. Like the CGI and the costumes and the sets.
The dragons look so good.
Freaking great.
But I feel like I've been hearing that a lot. It's just like things have been entertaining, but they're not good.
Yeah. That's kind of the time we're in right now.
Really sucks.
Chris, wasn't Ice Cream Man criticized for using AI as Super Frandoman?
Yeah, they used it for effects. And you're gonna say it's already happening in every big budget Hollywood movie you're already seeing. It's already being used. So it was obviously used for certain effects shots.
Yep.
So
Michael Taylor abstracts for $9.99. Hollywood is no different than the DSA and may actually be active members. We are past identifying the problem and its urgency. We need solutions for correcting the cancer spreading across America. Well, we try to offer them. We point them out with solutions. It's just the people who run these institutions don't have the willingness nor the open-mindedness to even listen. They just don't. Why don't people read books now? Instead of going to beaches or bars, people should go to libraries and read, and then they can tell capitalism and socialism apart. Well, they say men don't read. Men read a lot. It's just not books, and they haven't made anything for men to read. That's the problem. But yes, more people should do that. More people should actually look, and people should read the Communist Manifesto.
I just saw a great video about that, about the state of current literature. That is, God, who is it? I watched this. He's really smart, and he went through like what are the top things, and it's all written by women, and it's all fucking shitty. It's all the worst things ever. So,
Matthew Hammond, Amazon is trying to destroy Stargate with the reboot. Yep. Their version will suck, Matthew. Hello. I read about the old Del Toro Cthulhu movie that got a $250 million budget and canceled for not having any sex, romance, or happy ending. Really? I thought it was just canceled because Del Toro is kind of difficult to work with. Do you think those are still relevant for modern movies to succeed? I mean, we need more sex, but not in a Cthulhu movie. You need to adapt. They're not going to adapt Cthulhu because of H.P. Lovecraft. That's why it's crazy. He would be perfect for a Cthulhu movie. I'd watch the shit out of that, Chris. That'd be great. Gary, if you smell toast, stay away from the light. We can't lose our Papa Incel yet. Axel Foley. I'm hanging in there. No, I haven't smelled any toast yet. ABF also told Gary and I what a bad dragon was at the bar. Gary was riding the mechanical bull shaped in a penis. Hail Perry Chan. Eric came on. Those are lies. Those are filthy lies. I think Star Trek can be brought back with a Battlestar Galactica type reimagining as the moment it's woke retro sci-fi rewatching BSG. Definitely one of the GOATs. I think original BSG was a great concept, poorly executed. But if people who are competent redid the original BSG, it would be great. It seems like Disney always tries to erase previous characters with their own parallel lame ones. Yes, rights issues has something to do with that. If you need another clip to add to your arsenal, I was watching Kill Bill WBA, and there's a part where Bill says Spider-Man is actually Peter Parker. Oh, I remember. We discussed this in great length after the movie. I did get Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair on 4K. Trek in the 90s was a powerhouse. Trek in 2026 is an outhouse. RIP Star Trek, says Leonardo T. Dragon. Thunderstorm for $4.99. Why do left-right political zombies shove their politics into any situation and conversation, destroying everything they touch? When will it end? I hope soon. Bad news for Disney that Bob Iger purchased the Los Angeles Lakers for $12 billion. Well, Bob likes to buy franchises and destroy them. I want you, LA, I want you to prepare to enjoy a decade of obscurity and loss. Hey, Gary, what are your thoughts on Marvel Star Wars crossover comic that is coming out? I don't know if that would even work. I think it's a desperate and it's a gimmick, and I think it's silly.
It's going to be the comic version of that Patton Oswalt speech on Parks and Rec. Do you remember that, Gary?
Yes.
It was like this ridiculous, weird, like fanfic thing. It was funny, and he just improv the whole thing. It'll be that. It'll be stupid by design.
Oh, and it was I Hate Kevin Feige who gave the question, what's the worst MCU character? So there you go. I Hate Kevin Feige, $4.99. I have a confession to make. I've only ever seen the first season of What If, which was bad enough. I just watched Lumar's videos on the other two. So I Hate Kevin Feige picked up on my hint of the ending of Secret Wars, and it has something to do with What If season 3. And that's all I'm going to say. It's similar. It's got a very similar thing that happens at the end of What If season 3 that will happen at the end of Secret Wars. And if you pick up on it, good for you. That's all I can say. Leonardo T. Dragon has gifted one Nerdrotic membership for $5. Thank you very much. So is Psychotic Mongoose. Hail, brother. You will never convince me that John Campea was an inbred crack baby, says John Wayne for $5. John Wayne, Campea came out and said adjusting for inflation's just bullshit. Have you seen that video?
No.
Yeah.
No. Is it another bad thing?
It's pretty disingenuous. Nobody says that adjusting for inflation is an absolute metric. It is just a guide. It is just to give you an idea, right? There's nuance to it, but it's not definitive. You said yesterday that the X-Men went to space. Which stories you think should adapt? Just don't do Dark Phoenix again. Well, there's the Shi'ar Empire or the Brood. I would do the Brood. That's fun. Say what you want about Jeffrey Katzenberg. It took guts to quit Disney and form DreamWorks out of spite. Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon, Kung Fu Panda, Prince of Egypt. Yes. Hail, Gary. Missed my super chat about Bond yesterday. Did I?
I think you probably got it last night on the Square Up, right?
Yeah. Zilisarius.
Maybe you didn't watch that yet. I did message you in chat, but I didn't see a response back. So check out the Nerdrotic at night. I believe 6:08 from last night.
Best hair system, Alex Kurtzman, Charlie Cox, or Anthony Russo of the Russo brothers. I think Alex Kurtzman actually that's his hair. Maybe it's a hair system. I don't know. I will say Anthony Russo. The Comics Crusader says, dang, I can't believe I'm coming up on 5 years as a member. LOL. Here's to many more cheers. Hail. Radicalized since he was at Vegas. Marty O'Donnell, FNT, when? Well, he was on Tuesday Night's Main Event last night. Mm-hmm. So he got banned from the Sacramento. Marty O'Donnell, the composer of Flintstones Kids. Chris, you'll know that commercial, the Flintstones Kids. And he also composed the Halo theme.
He was also recently banned from some convention.
Yes, from SAC.
And then I started following him because of that.
Yeah, cool dude. And he's running for office in Nevada. But yeah, we'll bring him on FNT if he wants to come on. Hell yeah. But he was on Tuesday Night's Main Event last night. Paramount in Tennessee is cool, but as a local, no. Star Trek can be saved. Put the Fellowship in charge. I could think of a couple of people. I could think of one. You have Robert Meyer Burnett be a lore master. The lore master. And, I don't know, Ronald D. Moore or Terry Metalis. I sent pics of the bull ride to your Instagram. Uh-oh, says Kevin Apple. Give X-Ray a raise. She deserves it. You give her a raise. Soap, thank you. Welcome to the Gandalf level. Chris, a funeral for Hollywood coming soon.
Ooh, yeah. We usually do funerals in December. Yeah, if whatever happens with the WB deal, if it is blocked by California, we'll do a funeral and we'll mock everyone that participated in that decision. Yeah,
that might be a good one, Chris.
Yeah, Hollywood funeral.
Well, I mean, it's the year of the fall spring right now with Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I'm waiting for the articles of, Hollywood's back and superhero fatigue is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Which, listen, I like to play the chicken or the egg with that, but superhero fatigue is from bad movies. Okay, so it's from bad movies. If half of the DC movies and half of the Marvel shit were just mediocre, we wouldn't be talking about it at all. So we got to get that out of the way. But there's no Spider-Man fatigue. College teaches kids what to think, not how to think. Go to trade school. I agree with that.
I agree.
Thoughts on X-Men 97 at all? Watched the first 2 episodes. It was I plan to finish it once I'm caught up on everything. I didn't hate it. Just didn't grab me. And Chris, are you watching X-Men 97, the cartoon?
No, I'm not. But just announced Jimmy Eat World at the Hollywood Bowl. You can see that Supergirl needle drop.
Oh, thank God.
Sung by the originals. Gonna be there.
Jimmy Eat World, Jew.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just takes some time, little girl. Hail, Gary, Chris, and X-Ray Girl. Thanks for all the uploads and time given to us in streams. FNT and your streams have got me through an absolute hell of a time. Oh, I'm sorry you're going through a hell of a time, Blood Vipa, but thank you for supporting and watching. We appreciate it. Anything else, X-Ray Girl?
Scrolling down. There's a few more.
Keep scrolling down. Oh, Jesus. Chris, if you need to bail, go.
Yeah, I gotta eat something.
Yeah, you gotta eat. You got another stream. Thanks for staying on this long.
Yeah, dude. But I want to catch up, and also,
well, I
missed the show last week, so I can go a little longer.
We got a few more. I can get through them because we got to chit chat after this a little bit.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
If you need to take off and go get a snack while I read these, go.
I'll be right back. I'll be back.
Jim from San Diego for $5 says, if it is not confusing, if that isn't not confusing, I don't not know what isn't. Gary, can you give me your opinion on the
Kadokawa?
Oh, the Kadokawa Spider-Man manga design? Sure. I have to look at it. I have old Spider-Man manga. Is that it? Yeah, it's hard to tell if that's it or not. Let me go visit a website. I hate it.
Oh no.
I hate it. I'm just gonna tell you straight up, I hate it. The Cynical Crusader for 2 British pounds. Whoa. I fight for the crown of the biggest SG fan. There we go. Gary, when and which channel do you want to catch up with Super Chats? If you haven't read them, I was wondering if you could catch them all and given your massive stream. We do it on Nerdrotic Live. And we're going to start linking that and putting that in all descriptions, X-Ray Girl.
Okay.
So, yeah, all Super Chat square ups are on Nerdrotic Live. If you go to my channel, my main channel, if you scroll down a little bit, there's a link to it, or just search Nerdrotic Live. And we generally do them on Mondays.
And their streams called like the Nooner or Nerdrotic at night, just so you know.
Mr. Blue Sky for $5. I live in California and I ain't voting for this trash. Depending on how November goes, I am out. I am 3/4 out anyway. Axel Foley, I hate that people are Democrats or Republicans or whatever. How about being a fucking person? Exactly. Especially when you're not in America, right? And you have to hear that all the time. Josh Kushner and Bob Iger purchase Lakers for $12 billion. Yes, we talked about it. WB is that chick who looks hot in her pictures. Then you find out she has 5 kids and 5 different beggars before she hit 21, and she actually is 40 now. Hey, Gary, heard you had to cancel for Cosmic Summit. Well, we didn't do Cosmic Summit this year.
The Cosmic Summit, didn't exist.
Yeah, there was no Comic Summit. They canceled Cosmic Summit. It comes back next year, though. I've never been to one, but would have gone just to meet you and check it out. We'll be there next year.
We've been to every single Cosmic Summit, right?
Yeah. George didn't put one on this year.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, read that one. Check out Fandom Wire Star Trek, every first officer ranked worst to best. I will check it out. Rogue with an inhibitor. She will love it. Rogue with an inhibitor. Nobody ever cares about men, and that carries over to depriving young boys and aspirational and contempt. That carries over to depriving young boys of aspirational and competent heroes. We live in a
gynocentric
HR hellscape. What's gynocentric?
Like women focus.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm a Sonic fan, not a crazy one. And I love the movies, but the fact that the Sonic movies are likely Paramount's most successful IP is sad. You might be right there. 2 more DC shows have been killed. Which ones? Nicholas Gore for $2 says, chipping in for Shatner unblocking fund. Oh, it's all, I got it. Thank you, though. Luke Pop Nerd for 5 Chilean pesos. Did you hear about the Star Wars Marvel crossover? Yes, and we did talk about it. Thank you. This is great news. Bob Iger will finally turn the WNBA into a girl brand. Perry Social for $5 says 3-hour trip for Americon, noonish arrival. Recommendations for my San Antonio day trip before event. Definitely go to the Alamo. Definitely go to the Riverwalk. And there's lots of good barbecue around here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chase Masterson was a Dabo girl, not bartender, says Mark Clark. There is also a DC and JJ Trek comic series, which is dumb as well. Flash Gordon shows / Golden Age. The Masters are at NJN. Thoughts on JoJo Bizarre Adventures? Hail chat. I'm not a fan. How do these failed MCU and Lucasfilm projects get funded, and why do I get the feeling us taxpayers are paying for it? In a way, you are. Some of it is subsidized. Yes. I can see why a lot of people wouldn't be invested in Andor because everyone knows what happens to him in Rogue One. It's the same as Maul TV series. Yes. FYI, a new Lord of the Rings remastered came out yesterday on PC. Yeah, the War in the North. It did. Have you seen the music video for Spider-Man by DJ Ozma? It's basically the Electric Six without with Spider-Man in place of Abraham Lincoln. Oh, I haven't seen it, but I will. I can watch a good drama from time to time. Keyword good. It doesn't always have to be in the realm of fantasy. I do war and espionage too. I like war and espionage for sure. Hey, my wheelhouse, that cello playing was aggressively mid. If Pedro is meant to be a top tier professional, that's just pathetic. Thank you for gifting 1 Nerdrotic membership, Blood Vipa. We appreciate it. Capitalism is perfect because every person is Capitalism is imperfect because every person is imperfect, but capitalism remains by and far the best system ever tried. Agreed. Gary criticizes Marvel for going gray, but it's going to go full gray. It's going to go full gray himself. Hypocrite. Yeah, you call me out. I'm typing out my 3rd novel. I asked before, but do any FNT folks want to make a cameo? No names, just a vague description and brief interaction. It's nice that you ask, but if you're being vague, you can just do it. That's cool. Yeah. Thoughts on Depp as Ebenezer? Can't wait. I'm there opening night. Gary, you think we're going to get our boy Bloodraven in Night of the Seven Kingdoms? Yes. Bloodraven will show up. Season 3. I think we're going to get him sooner, though. I think we get him next season in a flashback. The second story, and Kristen McTiernan have addressed major story problems in publishing, education, and culture. Highly recommend their videos. Oh, yeah, I know her, Kristen. She's good. Go check out her channel. Caped Crusader Season 2 made Joker a literal Nazi. Oh, I'm glad I missed it. Quest for Ancient Civilization in October in Austin. Jose Taco. Yes. I will probably be there as an attendee. Release the DeMeo cut. X-Men 97 Season 2 finale was, and I didn't get
poops.
Poop
Emojis.
Poop. Okay, that sucks. All right, we're good. We're done. X-Ray Girl, what do you got coming up?
Poor Choices tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And FNT on Friday.
Awesome. Chris, versus soon.
Hollywood on the Rocks.
I'm sorry, Hollywood on the Rocks. My bad.
Under an hour with Alan Ng. He says he messaged me during the show. He says, you need to see End of Oak Street. The ending is going to piss people off.
Okay.
And he wants to discuss it on the show. So I'm sure not everyone from FNT will see it, but he said the ending is a huge issue. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it.
I saw he mentioned that in his review that I watched, Alan.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm probably going to see it. It's dinosaurs. What the hell?
I already have tickets. I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Cool. All right. And I'm going to work on a video today. I'm going to work on videos for the rest of the week. So I'll be locked in this office. I'll go take a walk occasionally. But thanks to the Nerdrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat donation. You help keep the lights on. We missed you guys. Glad the Nooner is back. Love Chris. X-Ray Girl. She's all right. Just kidding.
Thanks.
You're
Thanks,
great.
bro.
You're great. Best producer on the planet, X-Ray Girl. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.